continuing military campaign against Iranian targets. Hours later, Iran released footage it said showed missiles being launched in response to the latest American attacks. The US Central Command says its seventh consecutive night of operations targeted surveillance sites, underground weapon storage, military logistics infrastructure, and maritime capabilities. The United States and Iran continue exchanging strikes on military and infrastructure targets, while fighting around the strategically vital Strait of Hormuz has intensified. With the collapse of an interim ceasefire, there is no clear end in sight to the conflict that began more than 4 months ago. The fighting is now disrupting global energy supplies. Iran has effectively closed the Strait of Hormuz to commercial shipping, reducing maritime traffic and pushing global oil prices above $86 a barrel. The disruption has renewed concerns over international trade and energy security. With military operations continuing, regional tensions escalating, and the Strait of Hormuz under pressure, the conflict shows no signs of easing. As both sides continue to exchange strikes on military and infrastructure targets, concerns are growing over a prolonged war and its wider impact on global security and the economy.
And viewers, it's a landmark moment for India's space prowess. Hyderabad-based Skyroot Aerospace has successfully launched Vikram-1, India's first privately developed orbital-class rocket. The achievements not only mark a new era for India's private space industry, but also makes India the third nation in the world with private orbital launch capability. Here's more on this feat of India, which has made every citizen proud.
3, 2, 1, 0.
And we have liftoff of Vikram-1, India's first private orbital launch vehicle. And we have great views.
India has scripted a new chapter in its space journey as Skyroot Aerospace. Vikram-1 successfully lifted off, becoming the country's first privately developed orbital-class rocket.
And we have reached space on our first attempt successfully.
इतिहास में पहली बार एक यान ने अपने प्रथम परीक्षण उड़ान में ही उपग्रहों को उनकी निर्धारित कक्षा में स्थापित कर दिया है।
समय था जब मैं आत्मनिर्भर भारत की बात करता था तो ना समझी में कुछ लोग उसकी मजाक उड़ाते थे, लेकिन आज आपने सिद्ध कर दिया कि हम इस क्षेत्र में भी आत्मनिर्भर बनने में समर्थ हैं और आपने उस समर्थन को दिखाया है। और मैं पक्का मानता हूं कि अब सबूत हमारे सामने है, साक्ष्य हमारे सामने है और ये आपकी टीम ने करके दिखाया है।
Vikram-1 Agaman mission is a grand success.
And we've heard call out from the mission director that
Prime Minister Narendra Modi hailed the mission as a proof of Atmanirbharta, congratulating the young Skyroot team for achieving a milestone built entirely in India.
सबसे पहले तो आपको बहुत बहुत बधाई। अपने आगे आने की प्रेरणा देगी। और मुझे ये सफलता के लिए तो आनंद होना ही होना था, लेकिन आप लोगों ने जिस कमिटमेंट के साथ मेहनत की, और मैं जब आपके इंफिनिटी कैंपस के उद्घाटन के लिए आपके साथ जुड़ा था, मेरे तो मन करता था मैं पहुंचूं, लेकिन पहुंच नहीं पाया, लेकिन आपके साथ वीडियो से जुड़ा था। और आज भी मैं इस पूरे लॉन्चिंग कार्यक्रम को देख रहा था।
We're getting some breaking news coming in, viewers, on Republic TV. So let's tell you exactly what's happening. Monsoon Session of the Parliament, and opposition leaders who had staged a walkout from the all-party meeting have rejoined the meeting, describing their walkout as a symbolic protest. So we had told you earlier, viewers, that the opposition had walked out of the all-party meeting. Multiple leaders had walked out. We showed you these pictures coming in as well. Just before, I repeat, this happened just before the monsoon session of the Parliament, which is going to begin from tomorrow onwards. But now, these opposition leaders who walked out have rejoined the meeting. They say that their walkout was just a symbolic protest. These leaders had boycotted for a short while the customary all-party meet just a day ahead of the monsoon session, and they say that this was over the invitation extended to the Nationalist Citizens Party of India. Now they have rejoined the all-party meet according to the latest update that we are getting for our viewers. So back-to-back updates coming in here on Republic TV.
देखिए, जिस तरह संविधान को अवहेलना करके टीएमसी के साथ जो कुछ हुआ है, आम आदमी पार्टी के साथ और शिवसेना के साथ, उनके समर्थन में संविधान की रक्षा के लिए कांग्रेस ने भी वॉकआउट किया। अभी पेंडिंग है, डिसीजन हुआ नहीं। हाउ दे कैन डू, तीनों नाम लिए, डिसीजन इज पेंडिंग। बिना डिसीजन लिए फोरकास्ट कर देना पूरी तरह संविधान के खिलाफ।
Taking a short break, viewers. Government to take up key bills during monsoon session of Parliament. That is going to begin from tomorrow. That is one of the biggest stories we're tracking right now. Monsoon session starts from tomorrow. Republic gets you every update. Stay tuned.
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो, मिलाओ और खाओ,
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है, सबका राजा हार्डकोर मसाला। चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट, ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े। चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े,
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
The Indus Water Treaty itself needs to be renegotiated. It is a highly unequal treaty. India was pressurized to sign under American pressure. But I am afraid if you open this raw wound, then you are asking for deep, deep trouble. Operation Sindoor was just a trailer. After the mass casualty terror strike in
And viewers, let's move right now to some of the other stories we're tracking. Next is Bharat in 1 minute. Let's get started. Women inmates at Raipur Central Jail are being trained to make pickles, now sold at the prison canteen and well received by visitors. Viewers, initiative equips them with practical skills and supports their livelihood after release. Sri Mata Vaishno Devi Yatra remains suspended due to bad weather in areas of Jammu and Kashmir. Authorities are monitoring the situation and the pilgrimage will resume once conditions are safe. Activist Sonam Wangchuk remains under medical care at Safdarjung Hospital in Delhi following his prolonged fast. According to the latest health bulletin, his condition is stable, though some blood parameters remain slightly altered. Continues to be monitored closely by a team of doctors. Taking a short break, viewers. Big jolt to Uddhav Sena. Lok Sabha Speaker approves the merger of 6 UBT MPs with Eknath Shinde's Shiv Sena. That's one of the biggest political stories we are tracking. Stay tuned.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है।
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
Tens of millions of voter data. Think of that. Tens of millions of voters' data in 18 states have been bought, stolen, or hacked by China. In mid-2018, the Chinese Communist Party's policy was to leverage all domestic and foreign elements that were opposed to the U.S. president in an effort to reduce the U.S. president's votes and make him resign or prevent his re-election. The People's Republic of China carried out what is believed to be the largest compromise of election data. U.S. spy agencies began learning about the compromise of voter registration files in 2020 when they discovered that tens of millions of voter data, think of that, tens of millions of voters' data in 18 states have been bought, stolen, or hacked by China. Yet those responsible for sounding the alarm instead kept the information secret and hidden. They did not disclose to me as president or to anyone else, and to the best of our knowledge, they did not inform Congress. In fact, all they kept saying is, this is the most secure election in the history of our country, a standard, very pat line that was divvied out to say. The cover-up of this colossal security breach is even more disturbing in light of the additional information showing that China engaged in other election-related activities to undermine my first administration and our 2020 campaign. They did not want, and they just didn't want it. They fought like hell not to have it, Donald Trump, to win, and for good reason. As the documents we are releasing show, CIA reporting explicitly stated, and I quote, in mid-2018, the Chinese Communist Party's policy was to leverage all domestic and foreign elements that were opposed to the U.S. president in an effort to reduce the U.S. president's votes and make him resign or prevent his re-election. Isn't that nice? What we're doing. The documents cover 5 major areas of concern. First, they show that over a period of years, starting during the 2020 election cycle, the People's Republic of China carried out what is believed to be the largest compromise of election data in history, resulting in China's illicit acquisition of 220 million U.S. voter files. That information includes names, addresses, phone numbers, political party preferences, and other sensitive data that would be needed to register to vote and engage in other nefarious activities, which is exactly what was happening. This data loss presents an unprecedented election security nightmare. The intelligence even shows that China has signed a data exploitation unit specifically to this new project. Compounding the travesty, the second set of documents we are releasing reveals that members of the deep state, very, very famous group of people, in many cases, in our intelligence agency work to actively suppress and downplay information about the extent of China's sinister election meddling, covering it up from both the president and the American people like nobody thought was possible. Also, in mid-2018, China was working to influence the results of the U.S. midterm elections and later the results of the 2020 presidential election itself. Separately, in mid-2019, the Chinese government's strategy against the United States was focused on undermining domestic confidence in the U.S. president. They wanted to just make you sound like your president wasn't so hot, when actually your president has done a great job, and they did it.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to our legend, Srimati Hema Malini ji. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am. It's an honor to have you here at this stage of Republic Media Network. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, extend you again a very warm welcome on behalf of Republic Media Network. This is another memorable edition of Legends, presented by Rajnigandha. यूं ही नहीं मैं रजनीगंधा बन जाता हूँ. Co-presented by TVS Motor Company, powered by Sister Nivedita University, Kolkata for higher education and research. Reinvent yourself. Co-powered by Aryanika Estates and Berger Paints. Paint your imagination. Special partner Ramalaya, redefining cultural luxury. And viewers, Legends is more than a show. For the previous editions, we have paused to honor those who have transformed their passion into a lasting legacy. It's a platform where we celebrate the lives that have inspired generations through excellence, through their perseverance and an unwavering commitment to their craft. And over the past few editions, we have had the privilege of honoring legends of India, the most distinguished personalities like Leander Pace, Ustad Amjad Ali Khan, Asha Bhosle ji, N.R. Narayanamurthy, Anupam Kher, and most recently, Kavita Krishnamurthy ji. Every edition brings us closer to a story that deserves to be remembered, a story of dedication, of discipline, or a story that continues to inspire millions and contributes to the making of Bharat. And we're delighted to welcome one such personality and her remarkable journey, the iconic Hema Malini ji. Few names in Indian cinema remain one of the most recognized and celebrated for generations. The name Hema Malini is synonymous with the dream girl of Indian cinema, and there have been so many who have dreamed to be like the dream girl, but today we are going to talk about what it takes to actually build that dream and live that dream. Her performances have entertained and inspired audiences for decades, and over a career spanning several decades, she has appeared in more than 150 films, portraying characters that continue to be cherished by the audiences today. Yet, her story extends far beyond cinema. She's a devoted practitioner of Bharatnatyam. She has spent a lifetime preserving and promoting India's rich classical dance traditions through acclaimed performances across the globe. Whether on the silver screen, on the stage as a classical dancer, or in public life, she's always carried herself with dignity, with grace, and she remains a living inspiration of elegance and purpose. Her journey reflects not only artistic excellence, but also remarkable dedication to continuous learning and service. It is this rare combination of talent, discipline, and timeless appeal that has made her an enduring icon of Indian culture. And it's our privilege to invite to the stage Ms. Hema Malini ji, recipient of Padma Shri, accomplished actor, celebrated Bharatnatyam exponent, Honorable Member of Parliament, in conversation with Republic Media Network's Editor-in-Chief, Arnab Goswami. A big round of applause.
On behalf of everyone in the Republic Media Network, let's have a bigger round of applause for Hema Malini ji, please. She said that we have just shown her life in a nice capsule. But I just said to her that we really want to hear her story today. And therefore, this is only a trailer, Hema Malini ji. We want to hear your life in your language, your words, everything in detail. And when we were coming here in the green room, I told Hema Malini ji that people are here to hear you, not me. So you have to give a long answers, you know. Am I right, ma'am? So people don't want to hear me.
I hope I do it all right.
Your plan. Please just hold the mic a bit closer. So thank you very much for coming, ma'am.
I'm also extremely happy to be part of this Legend series, and I'm very thankful to you for inviting me here.
It's completely our honor. It's completely our honor. You know, in this Legend series, ma'am, gives us an opportunity at the Republic Media Network to bring people who have mesmerized through their talent, through their achievement, through their hard work, and have become legends over years. You don't become a legend overnight. And so we've had great people. From the world of law, we had Harish Salve. From the world of business, we had Uday Kota. From the world of music, we had Hari Haran. We had Ustad Amjad Ali Khan. And we were very, very, very lucky to have Asha Bhosle ji. Her last interview, a very major interview in her life, was in this auditorium on this stage. And we are blessed to have you with us today. So thank you very much.
Arnav ji, legend, उसका शब्द ही सम्मान है, और ये सम्मान किसी के हाथों नहीं मिलता है, सिर्फ वक्त ही देता है ये सम्मान. So I have been in the industry for the last 6 decades. That means I could see my whole journey the moment I say legend.
Amazing. 60 years. Recently, there was a whole performance in Shanmukananda Hall in Mumbai, celebrating your 6 decades as a public figure, as an actor, as a dancer, as a performer. I congratulate you for that, because it's a huge achievement. You have touched lives of people. So let me begin by asking you, can you tell us, Hema ji, where it all began? There was a small clip there where you said that your mother always decided for you. She said that I will have a daughter and she will be a dancer. I don't know whether the plan to be an actor was also there. No. But Kavita Krishnamurthy on this stage said she knew you when you were both very young, and you would stay near Gold Market. And she talked about the performances of music and Bharatanatyam at that time. Before we come to cinema, can you tell us a little bit about your childhood? Please.
I feel very proud to say I belong to Delhi. My childhood यहीं पे बिताया है. तो शुरू से मेरी मम्मी, she wanted a baby girl because I have 2 brothers. So I born, and the moment I'm born, she said she thought it is going to be a girl, and she also decided the name Hema Malini. So which was little. People used to wonder कि हेमा मालिनी बहुत लंबा नाम है और थोड़ा ट्रेडिशनल है. But that's what my mother said it has to be. And she wanted to make me a dancer, and which I fulfilled. So in Delhi days, I remember, so from one dance teacher to another, then another one, like that, she'll keep taking me to the various dance gurus also. Then finally she decided कि यहाँ पर ज़्यादा improvement नहीं हो सकता है. Then she took me to Chennai. She made my daddy transfer his job and come there. तो उससे पहले यहाँ पे दिल्ली में रहते हुए मैंने काफ़ी डांस शोज भी करती रही हूँ. Even in front that now recently पद्म विभूषण अवार्ड लेने के लिए गए थे. तो that Ashoka Hall I think that was, and I saw that there in Rashtrapati Bhavan. तो वहाँ पे भी as an 8-year-old girl I have danced there in front of Nehru ji and Rajendra Prasad and all. But still my mother said to improve your dance you have to go to Chennai. तो चेन्नई में मुझे vigorous dance वहाँ पे भी from एक गुरु से दूसरा ऐसा बहुत सिखाया, along with my school education also. And that becomes Chennai is a South Indian film के लिए बहुत ही popular. So many great actors are there from Chennai, like MGR, Shivaji Ganesan, all those big stalwarts were there. So मेरा डांस प्रोग्राम बहुत होता था वहाँ पे, भरतनाट्यम, क्लासिकल भरतनाट्यम. From one sabha to another I was performing, and I used to dance for 2 hours on the stage all alone. So that was the capacity I built up, as a child. And then, of course, I can go on, about me if I start asking me. Then how the film producers started coming to me and approached my mother to become, they wanted to take me as a newcomer in their film, which I was very hesitant. I said, मुझे तो acting कहाँ से करेंगे? But my mother's only desire was to make me a very good Bharatanatyam dancer, a classical Bharatanatyam dancer. She was very keen. So how she used to, from the beginning, used to take me to show Vaijayantimala ji's program and all that. तो आई वॉज ऑल्सो इंस्पायर्ड कि मुझे डांस तो बहुत अच्छी तरह से करना ही है. तो एक्टिंग के बारे में कभी सोचा ही नहीं था. तो लेकिन ऐसा प्रोड्यूसर्स लोग आके पीछे पड़ गए. तो माय मदर सेड ओके कर लो, बट माय फादर वाज वेरी हेजिटेंट, कमिंग फ्रॉम ए वेरी ऑर्थोडॉक्स फैमिली. नहीं फिल्म नहीं करना चाहिए, लाइक दैट. देन हाउ माय मदर कन्विंस्ड, एंड देन वी एग्रीड टू do one film that was that was Vennirai Ade, Tamil में चलचे. And मेरा नाम भी चेंज कर दिया था उस पिक्चर में. They changed my name because हेमा मालिनी is a very पुराना नाम लगता है, so सुजाता कर दिया था. And then he took me and then he थोड़ा टेस्ट भी लिया था. And I was not used to acting and all. उससे पहले भी 1-2 डांस किया था कुछ फिल्म में, तमिल फिल्म में, but I was not very comfortable. I was very happy doing Bharatanatyam. तो शूटिंग करने के बाद they felt कि I'm not fit to be in that role maybe. So they rejected me without telling me. Unceremoniously, they just said that you are not in the film. So that is a big shock for me. So which you heard, what all I have said later.
So there's a small clip of yours.
Yes.
This clip we have brought from Prasar Bharati. I think it's from the government archives. Just 1 minute, let me give an introduction to this. This is when you were, I think, 13 or 14 years old, I'm told.
Yes.
Do you remember this clip? This is a video of yours dancing. Was it a Doordarshan program or at that point of time? Any memories that come with you? Can I play it again, please? Play it. Do you have ambience on it? Yeah.
It is one of my performances.
Okay. Okay. Do you remember when this is?
This is one of the performance in Chennai, and that time from foreign photographer had come, so he did the shooting of this.
Yeah, because color shooting was very rare at that time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. I was very young, around 16, 17 year old.
Yeah. This before you entered cinema.
Yeah, before I entered Sapno Ka Saudagar.
So you were totally on. You were going to be a dancer at that time.
Yeah.
Cinema was not in your mind.
That is what I wanted to be. Yeah. And I used to get very inspired seeing Vaijayantimala ji, Padmini Ragini, their dance, and Kamala Lakshman was another great dancer, in Chennai. So I was able to see all their programs.
Yeah.
And that is what was in my mind, but not to become an actress at all.
Yeah.
But this just happened, so my mother said, try it, it's all right.
So your first film was Sapno Ka Saudagar,
Sapno Ka
1968.
Saudagar, yes.
I have a clip of that as well. So this is opposite Raj Kapoor. Raj Kapoor must have been a huge, like a legend by 1968.
Yeah. He was a superstar.
Superstar.
And then a showman of Indian Hindi film industry that time.
Yeah.
And after the rejection from this the Tamil film, I was quite upset about it, but my mother kept on saying, you cannot get upset for all these things. You are born for something very special, so dream big and something else is going to happen. That is why this is got rejected. So be sure and confident something else is coming.
Yeah.
So that is exactly happened after seeing my program, one of my show in Chennai. One lawyer he was, Mr. Ananta Swamiji, he came and then came to our house and said, "Aapka dance bahut acha tha, I liked it, the way you performed." And then he said, mentioned that I'm going to make a film, Hindi film banane wala, not Tamil film, because you are in South. नहीं उसको हिंदी फिल्म बनाना है. And then he said he is going to he has already talked to Raj Kapoor साहब और उनके साथ पिक्चर बना रहा हूँ. So I was thinking कि वो कुछ छोटा मोटा कुछ रोल दे रहा होगा ना इसके लिए. Then he said, "No, I am going to take you as a heroine. So you are sure that you want me as a heroine?" So he said, "Yes, of course." "So are you confident?" I said, "Yes." That I don't know how I got the guts to say that, because I wanted to prove to that other producer, that South producer, that I can do better. I must do the best. So it is very important to get little failure in the initial stage
but
of
you
your
always
life.
appeared very confident right from the start. Can I play a small clip of that so that you see the kind of confidence a 16-year-old had vis-a-vis Raj Kapoor. So Raj Kapoor, 1968, top of the league, right? Yeah. Absolutely top of the league at that time, unquestioned superstar of Indian cinema, and then you made your debut. And this was one of the scenes which is sort of memorable from that. So we'll play that long sequence of that, please. Long sequence.
It's so funny. So this is my first film. So my director was Mahesh Kaulji. उन्होंने जो जो बोला वैसे ही किया. It just copied him whatever he wanted me. Because मुझे खुद का तो कुछ acting उस वक्त नहीं मालूम थी. So the whatever, and then I must say one thing. In my first film only, I did the role of a gypsy girl who is so smart, independent, and takes care of herself, living all alone with a chaku in her hand all the time. And my first shot also with Raj Kapoor ji is I just catch him and throw him at the, and then he's shocked. I said, then I say the same. I'm akele hai to kya tumne samjha. So it shows, what a bold character I have played right from the first film. So because somebody asked me कि उस ज़माने में मीना कुमारी जी, नरगिस, or they were all doing different kind of films. So how are you able to get into film and what did you think? आपको क्या सोच के आप आ गए? मैंने कुछ भी नहीं सोचा कि मुझे कुछ भी नहीं मालूम था. आनंद स्वामी जी ने बोला कि आप you come to Bombay, I'll take you. I will introduce to Raj Kapoor ji. Agar if he says okay, then you will be in my film. That is what he said. So okay, then first I thought, it's ऐसे ही कुछ बोल रहा है. Let me see whether Raj Kapoor ji सचमुच आए तो it is reality. It's going to happen. So my mother, myself, and brother, we three were there in the hotel. So he came to meet us, and then I was very shocked. And then he said, "हाँ देख लिया." It is like almost like जो लड़के के घर आते हैं लड़की को देखने के लिए, like that it was looking. लड़की देख, and then he said, आप कल आ जाओ, उधर audition करेंगे आपका. So that is my first entry to Mumbai. I was fascinated looking at Mumbai, कितना सुंदर है, क्या बात है, हम मुंबई आए हैं. And I was all the time thanking Anand Swamiji for taking me to this place. And then we went to RK studio at Chembur. And it was afternoon, 2 o'clock or so. And then I saw the whole studio was decorated with Raj Kapoor ji's, all the banners, hoardings of Jis Desh Mein Ganga Behti Hai with Padmini, then Sangam ka Vaijantimala ji. So many various, it's very interesting to see. Then I went inside they said, this is the makeup room, आप जाके वहाँ तैयार हो जाइए, आपको डायलॉग भेजेंगे, आपको बोलना है, ऑडिशन है. अच्छा, then I was asking my mother, मैं कुछ क्या एक्टिंग तो कुछ किया ही नहीं अभी तक, कुछ प्रैक्टिस भी नहीं है, क्या करेंगे. मम्मी से डोंट वरी, जो बोलेंगे वो तुम करो, just copy whatever Raj Kapoor ji says. Okay. Then the assistant came and gave me the few lines. I said, okay, अभी क्या करें. Then I saw in the studio, green room में पूरा ऐसे घूम के देखा. I saw Padmini ji's जिस देश में गंगा में इतने costumes जो shooting में जो किया था, like that वैजयंतीमाला सबका लगा हुआ था, तो बड़ा अच्छा लग रहा था. कितने बड़े बड़े एक्टर, नरगिस का सबका है उन्होंने. तो वहाँ पर मैं आई हूँ ना, इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बिग प्लेस. देन ऑडिशन के लिए नीचे बुलाया स्टूडियो में. सो आई कंटिन्यू दैट. Yeah. Because you have not asked me a question.
I'm also
but
listening.
I'm going on.
No, I told you before you came. I want to listen to all this. Yes.
तो वहाँ पे स्टूडियो में एंटर किया. There's a first time in राज कपूर, उनका कोई दूसरा कोई शूटिंग था, उसका सेट लगा हुआ था. It was like a little garden or something like that. And then राज कपूर जो आए, देखा मुझे, अच्छा. That day I was wearing Padmini ji's dress, like a gypsy girl, same ghagra choli, and then my hair open like that. And then he said, dialogue याद है? Dialogue थोड़ा याद है, लेकिन मुझे कैसा क्या करना है मुझे बताइए आप, तो I will try to do it. He said, just follow me, okay? He said, yeah, okay. Then they said, turned me my back. Then I had to look back at the camera, and then आप वो ये dialogue ऐसा बोलो, ये बोल के वो पीछे चले गए. And then the cameraman was such a big, Radhu Karmakar was a great cinematographer at that time. He has done so many films. तो वो आके पहले मुझे देखने लगे, क्या कहाँ से लाइटिंग कैसा करने से इसका शक्ल कैसा लगेगा. All that things I was just standing. And then you are ready? Yes, ready. Shot start किया. I turned and then I spoke my line. बहुत टेंशन था. I was, and then I kept looking at one side, my mother is sitting, the other side Mr. Ananta Swami. It's like that, they are checking me कि मैं बराबर कर रही हूँ कि नहीं. तो उसका भी डर था कि I better do it correctly, I should not be rejected like that. वो मन में डर था ना. तो वो करने के बाद एकदम चुप हो गए सब, silence. So I was wondering कि क्या, I think maybe I did something wrong. So I went and sat. That time one makeup, one dress maker was there. I mean not dressmaker, I mean dressman. तो वो तमिल में बात करता था, तो मेरे से बोला कि ரொம்ப நல்லா பண்ணியாச்சு, பயப்படாத. Means don't get scared, you are done very well. He was the first man to say, my dressman. So I said, no, but what is happening? Why they are all quiet? Nobody is talking, anything is happening. And I saw a lot of people sitting behind the camera. Then they said it is K. Asif Saab is there. Then Shankar Jaikishan, Shailendra ji, the lyrics writer, Mukesh. So all those people, they all used to have evening with Raj Saab ka cottage mein bots. Every evening they all used to come and spend time. So this ये जो audition हो रहा था, वो लोग भी आके देखने के लिए आए. And then they एक एक करके उसमें से कैमरा में से देखते जा रहे हैं. And then बोला पैक अप. तो कुछ बोला ही नहीं कि क्या है करके, ठीक था नहीं था, राज साहब ने कुछ भी नहीं बोला. And then that evening they had party in their house nearby. So I went there. So I asked Anand Swami ji also, क्या कुछ बोला ही नहीं, क्या what is the thing? बताएंगे, शाम को बताएंगे बोला. मतलब I am there or not, Then he said, he was calling everybody, all his friends, this girl, she's going to be a... बस इतना ही एक्शन. मैं बोला ये क्या, what is that? Again he is doing that. Then he is saying the star is born. ये लड़की वो बहुत दूर जाएगी, बहुत नाम बनाएगी. Then he started praising to everybody. Means that what he saw me like originally, then through the camera what he saw was totally different. That's what he told me later on. So that is how I'm into film. And today I'm in front of you, sitting with you and talking.
This is amazing. But that confidence you had at that time, just imagine that whole world, much before I was born, but we hear at that time there was Meena Kumari, Vajanti Malaji, in Hindu college when I was studying. In my first year, I topped the college. So we didn't know who the chief guest is. So I still have a photograph getting in my first year the academic award from Vajanti Malabali, and everybody told us about her. And she was huge, big legend. So Nargis ji was there, Raj Kapoor, Dilip Kumar, Devanand ji, Meena Kumari, Vajanti Malabali, Nargis, all great people. right? And you entered with so much confidence. Did that, and that confidence, if you see, it stays with you right up to Sholay later. Yes. It became part of your personality, no? The on-screen presence, right?
On-screen presence was very impressive.
What was off-screen?
At the moment, at that time, I was not even thinking कि I had to become somebody big. मुझे बनना है, ये कुछ भी नहीं दिमाग में था. सिर्फ दिमाग में ये था कि I must do the best because I have to prove to that Sridhar, the director from South.
Oh yeah, you had
constantly in my mind कि उसको मैं दिखाऊं कि मैं इतना अच्छा काम कर सकती हूँ. तो लेकिन उस वक्त काम अच्छा नहीं किया. So I have to improve. So my guru in teaching acting was Mahesh Kaul sir. So after every shot होने के बाद मुझे पास में आके बिठाते थे, and then he said, तुम भरतनाट्यम में how do you express? If somebody gives you a गुलाब का फूल दिया तो आप उसको कैसे accept करेंगे? Like that small things he used to teach me, and then that is how I learned everything. And then when the shot is ready, with Raj Kapoor जी के साथ इतने लंबे डायलॉग बोलना पड़ता था, तब मुझे बड़ा टेंशन होता था कि मैं गलती करूं तो कितना खराब लगेगा. He's such a big artist. He is standing and waiting for me to remember the line, and then कितना 3-4 बार retake भी हो रहा था तो परेशान. लेकिन he was constantly keeping quiet, and then he gave me space. He allowed me to perform my best, and he will not say anything. I mean, that is why I really liked him. Otherwise, somebody can, अरे इसका रिहर्सल करा के लेकर आओ ना यहाँ, ऐसे मेरा टाइम क्यों वेस्ट करते. अगर एक शब्द भी अगर उस वक्त वो बोलते तो the newcomer will get so nervous. So he did not let me get nervous. So he was so wonderful.
You want to be like on top? Did you want to be number one? Did you say I'm going to be ahead in the rat race? Was that feeling there once you entered the film industry?
No, not at all.
No?
I just
did you realize, when did you realize you become very famous? Was it after Dream Girl or
बहुत देर के बाद. वो कभी सोचा ही नहीं कि I'm number 1, number 2, because the moment my first film released, so many offers came, and all my career was handled by Anand Swamiji. Yeah. So he used to sign films one after the other. He used to listen to the story, and then he will decide what I have to do, what I should not do. So that was in a way very good. Many people could not come and take me to some rubbish films.
I'm also feeling very strange sitting with you. I'll tell you why. Because when we were in Pune, my father was in the army there, and we once drove to Bombay. So Mumbai, we knew somebody who was an editor in the cinema industry. So one thing was to go and see big film stars, So I remember one day when we went there, we used to go with the autograph book. So I saw 3 film stars that day. First I saw Suresh Oberoi, and we were too scared. My parents would say, go take an autograph. I said, no, I'm not going there. If you'd feel scared. The second person we saw was Rajesh Khanna. And he was too big. So, don't even go close, watch him from a distance. And the third I saw was you.
Okay.
So you were walking in somewhere, and I cannot imagine sitting with you and asking you questions, because I've seen you as a 12-year-old on I don't know, a Chembur or Mehboob studio, wherever. One place where all the action was happening. So it's quite surreal for me to sit here and interview her today. It's amazing. The first open-air cinema the first film of yours I saw was Rajya Sultan. Rajya Sultan was, I think, 85 or so, because we had open-air theatres, and it was a big film. I think it was in the mid-80s. Now tell me about Dream Girl. This is such a thing which has stayed with you. Tell us everything about the film Dream Girl. It gave you identity. It gave you a phenomenon. It would give you a title that audiences never get. It has become synonymous with you completely.
Yes.
Would you like us to play a little clip of the Dream Girl sequence so that we then understand what went into the making of the film, what it meant to you, and your presence in the film
I
industry?
tell you,
Yeah,
little
please.
change in that.
Yeah.
Because, not because that film was made Dream Girl, so I have become Dream Girl. This name was given to me right from the first day of my film career. That is how Ananta Swamiji, he introduced me as Dream Girl. So, जब पिक्चर सपनों के सौदागर रिलीज हो गई, 1.5 years कुछ लगा उसको बनाने में, देन ही वॉज वेरी हैप्पी, देखो मैंने क्या तुम्हारा पब्लिसिटी देखो मैंने कैसा किया है। तो दैट टाइम बनी रूबन वॉज अ वेरी फेमस मैन हु वॉज अ पब्लिसिस्ट। तो उन्होंने कुछ प्लान किया है, बहुत अच्छा किया है। तो पूरा सिटी मुझे घुमा के दिखाया। तो इट्स ब्यूटीफुल, दैट वाइट बैनर है, उसमें रेड कलर में ड्रीम गर्ल कमिंग, दैट्स ऑल। एंड ही सेइंग सी मैंने बोला क्या देखूं इसमें, मेरा नाम तो है ही नहीं, यू नो। I asked, this is your name? I said, but my name, मेरा नाम क्यों नहीं दिया? Again, I felt very bad कि मैं इतना मुश्किल से इतना काम किया और मेरा नाम नहीं है, सिर्फ ड्रीम गर्ल बोलता है, पूरा मुंबई में वही नाम है। I said, then he said, wait, now next week you are going to see another one. So next week देखा तो सिर्फ on inside the drum I'm sitting with my eyes open like that, I'm looking. So that was second banner. Then that is how he said, your name is going to be always remembered as Dream Girl. So he gave that name to me. That continued as, then I signed so many films, so one after the other. सब में हेमा मालिनी द ड्रीम गर्ल, हेमा मालिनी द ड्रीम गर्ल साथ में आता था। बाद में ये पिक्चर बनी थी मेरा माई होम प्रोडक्शन इट वाज। We wanted to make a film with Pramod Chakravarti. That time he was making Jugnu and 2-3 more films with me. तो फिर बोला कि क्या नाम रखना चाहिए पिक्चर का, तो he said ड्रीम गर्ल रख दो। तो फिल्म का नाम भी ड्रीम गर्ल बन गया।
So it's not the film that made you Dream Girl?
No, not at all.
You were Dream Girl from day one. You were positioned. But your publicist gave that name Dream Girl.
Yes.
And it stood with people.
It stood.
Can I play the clip right now? Let's play the clip of the movie Dream Girl. This is an amazing movie with Dharamji.
Yeah. It was a copy of Brahmachari, which Shami Kapoor ji had done. So उसी का female version बनाया था.
There's such a pairing, you know. When you see this sequence working with Dharmendra ji, your relationship with Dharmendra ji, how did it blossom? How did it grow? When did you first meet on the set? Can you tell us about the shooting of this sequence? There is so much that goes back into this, and you know, our deepest condolences, of course, from all of us here. It was a loss for the whole country. But we would want to know about this dream pairing that has changed Indian cinema, and in a way, it transformed you as well, and it remains in the minds of everyone.
Yes.
Over decades, you know, doesn't matter what their age is. So, can you tell us more about this in the context of Dream Girl?
See, after the first film released, I signed about 6 films. तो मुझे लगा कि मैं इतना पिक्चर मैं करने वाली हूँ, am I going to work in so many films? Because my intention was to just do 1 or 2 films and just get out. मुझे आगे नहीं करना है, ये दिमाग में था. Then मम्मी said, तुम्हारे लिए इतना फिल्म ऑफर्स आ रहे हैं, how can you say no? And then one of the day एक आसमान महल करके एक पिक्चर बनाया था किसी ने, उसका प्रीमियर था, वो देखने के लिए मैं गई थी, लेकर गए थे प्रोड्यूसर मुझे, अनंत स्वामी जी. वहाँ पे आई मेट धर्म जी. So then I was very stunned looking at such a handsome man. नाम तो सुना था पिक्चर में, लेकिन मुझे ये नहीं मालूम था कि इनके साथ भी मुझे काम करने का अवसर मिलेगा. So that was then I was wanting, yes, of course, इनके साथ तो काम करना ही पड़ेगा, I must work. So then immediately offer came, Sharafat, Tum Haseen Main Jawan. These 2 films I signed. Simultaneously, I signed 2 more films with Shashi Kapoor, Abhinetri, and Jahan Pyar Mile. Then 1 film with Jitendra ji. Like that, you know, so many films I started signing, there is no chance for me to get out of film at all. So I'm just caught in the films, then again another 6 films, then Johnny Mera Naam, so many films I signed. And my experience, first time when I saw Dharamji was, I was completely flabbergasted looking at him. And then he also smiled and said, तो ये बड़ी चंगी कुड़ी है. He was telling Shashi Kapoor. I said, yeah, okay. फिर उसके बाद जब सपना का सौदागर का प्रीमियर भी था, उसमें भी साथ में बैठे थे, तो I just saw he was there. That is it. Then तुम हसीन मैं जवान का शूटिंग में मुलाकात हुई, and then शराफत, दोनों फिल्म की शूटिंग साथ साथ में होती रहती थी, and completely contrast roles, you know. In Sharafat I was playing तवाइफ का रोल है, मुजड़ा करती हूँ. बहुत beautiful dances I did in that. And he was playing the role of a professor who comes to rescue me from this kind of a life. And then Tum Hasin Majon was a very fun-loving thing, you know. The पहला shooting भी धर्म जी के साथ मेरा हुआ, that song where he's a naval officer, all having a big party, and then in that I come and dance with him. I was dressed up like a Cleopatra in that, and then that song was आपको पहले भी कहीं देखा है, ख्वाब में या रूबरू पर देखा है, आओ हिल मिल जाए मौज उड़ा ले जिंदगी में, तुम हंसी मैं जवान. So it was very interesting. And then first it was a very western dance था, तो मुझे परेशान थी कि मैं western dance मुझे कैसे करूँगी. I am a Bharatanatyam dancer. But when I saw Dharamji dancing, then I had the full confidence. I said, I will also do it. If he can do this, I can also do well. So that is how. And then काफ़ी film करते करते naturally we have done successfully 45 films we have worked together after that. And then out of that 25 films are super hit films. So constantly we are working from one shooting to another, one set to another, then so many outdoors we go together. Naturally we get friendly, no? And he's such a wonderful person, such a beautiful human being, and very caring. So I loved that, all that. And then I always thought if I marry, I must marry somebody like him. My only thought was that, उनके जैसा होना चाहिए, बहुत सुंदर, and very nice and soft-hearted person who should be standing next to me like that I wanted. But वही बनेंगे मेरे साथी बनेंगे, वो कभी सोचा ही नहीं था. Never thought of that.
Is it true that you completely fell in love with him when you saw him dance to that?
Completely fell in love क्या होता है?
I don't know. I don't
love तो love होता है ना. First sight you like somebody, then because of that person is also reacting to you, and then it builds up, no? The romance flourishes.
Yeah.
I think I can't tell you how it.
No.
It's a very beautiful feeling.
Yes.
To be in love. That's all I can say.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार. विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ.
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट. ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े. चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े.
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट.
QS and THE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो, मिलाओ और खाओ.
8 मिनट में तैयार.
क्या टेस्ट है, सबका राजा हार्डकोर मसाला.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ.
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट.
अब बताओ स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार. विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी.
Tens of millions of voter data. Think of that. Tens of millions of voters' data in 18 states have been bought, stolen, or hacked by China. In mid-2018, the Chinese Communist Party's policy was to leverage all domestic and foreign elements that were opposed to the U.S. president in an effort to reduce the U.S. president's votes and make him resign or prevent his re-election. The People's Republic of China carried out what is believed to be the largest compromise of election data. U.S. spy agencies began learning about the compromise of voter registration files in 2020 when they discovered that tens of millions of voter data, think of that, tens of millions of voters' data in 18 states have been bought, stolen, or hacked by China. Yet those responsible for sounding the alarm instead kept the information secret and hidden. They did not disclose to me as president or to anyone else, and to the best of our knowledge, they did not inform Congress. In fact, all they kept saying is, this is the most secure election in the history of our country, a standard, very pat line that was divvied out to say. The cover-up of this colossal security breach is even more disturbing in light of the additional information showing that China engaged in other election-related activities to undermine my first administration and our 2020 campaign. They did not want, and they just didn't want it. They fought like hell not to have it, Donald Trump, to win, and for good reason. As the documents we are releasing show, CIA reporting explicitly stated, and I quote, in mid-2018, the Chinese Communist Party's policy was to leverage all domestic and foreign elements that were opposed to the U.S. president in an effort to reduce the U.S. president's votes and make him resign or prevent his re-election. Isn't that nice? What we're doing. The documents cover 5 major areas of concern. First, they show that over a period of years, starting during the 2020 election cycle, the People's Republic of China carried out what is believed to be the largest compromise of election data in history.
I'm told that you fell in love with him when you watched him dance to Yamla Pagla Diwana. Is it true? Is it true? Is it true that you completely fell in love with him when you saw him dance to that?
Completely fell in love क्या होता है?
I don't know. I don't
love तो love होता है ना. First sight you like somebody, then because of that person is also reacting to you, and then it builds up. Na? The romance flourishes.
Yeah.
I think I can't tell you how it.
No.
It's a very beautiful feeling.
Yes.
To be in love. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
And then because that person is also very caring and a very sweet person. तो बहुत अच्छा लगता था उनके साथ कभी भी outdoor भी जाऊँ कहीं पे भी shooting करूँ. Not that so many other heroes were also there with me. They were also very wonderful. But इनके साथ कुछ special कुछ बात बनी थी वो it is all God's intervention.
Yeah.
So he wanted this to happen. This has happened.
Wow. That's truly magical.
And we have shared lots of love between each other. It's a profound, enduring love for each other we have.
Yeah. Absolutely. Tell us about Dream Girl, the sequence which would, and I must say that love showed in your pairing also. You were effortless with each other on screen. It showed the caring, the sharing, all that you talk about showed when you were both on screen. So I'd like you to tell us a little bit about the shooting of the Dream Girl sequence, because
Dream Girl film ki
the film, and also was this being shot differently because there's a shot of him walking down your chiffon dress flowing. Can we play that again? Was
the
that
Dream
shot
Girl
different?
song with that red dress?
Yeah.
That is a dream song, na? He is dreaming about that.
Yeah.
It was his dream, not mine. But ये मालूम नहीं था कि ये ड्रीम गर्ल नाम और गाना इतना जुड़ जाएगा. आज भी मैं कहीं पे भी जाऊं तो मैं आने से पहले ड्रीम गर्ल गाना बजता. अभी भी बजा ना. Just now also.
This is totally wonderful. Again, going back to the open air theatre, we were allowed to see films only when parents would take us to open air theatre in the army. They would all go out और खुले में हम film देखते थे. So I've watched all your films then. You know, we saw, I remember we were so excited. Has anyone seen Alibaba Chalis Chor? Alibaba Chalis Chor, sir? Mahesh? Burning Train? Burning Train? I remember these two. And these are all, you know, you became this on-screen relationship between you and Dharmendra ji. This is emblematic. Matlab, if somebody talks about 70s, 80s period, it is Dharmendra Hema Malini, all these films, you know, Kinara, Burning Train, Alibaba Chalis Chor. Which film set the real, out of all of this, which film set the real spark for your chemistry? Which do you think was the best Dharmendra Hema Malini pairing? Which was the most memorable for you?
I'll say in the initial stage, it started with Sharafat. It was a very complicated role, which Asit Sen करके बहुत बढ़िया डायरेक्टर थे. उन्होंने दोनों को हैंडल किया, बंगाली डायरेक्टर. That is one. Then, of course, Pratigya was more and more of his type of role. Then there was one Rajput I did. That was very nice, very beautiful role between me and Dharamji and Rajesh Khanna in that. That was nice. Then Dillagi was Dharamji's very favorite one. You know, a lot of comedy in that. That was beautiful film. That was. Of course, Sholay to hai. Sita Gita was there. So many, I think, Jugnu, then Azad. Aisa Kinara mein, what a beautiful song was picturized between me and Dharamji. Ek ki ख्वाब बार बार हम देखते हैं, ऐसा कुछ था गुलजार साहब का. So many are there. And his desire was to make Mirza Sahiba. He wanted to make that as a film, but it did not happen. It was almost ready, which Yashji was supposed to direct. But ये नहीं बना, लेकिन प्रतिज्ञा में एक छोटा सा एक portion किया, so that also he felt so happy doing that, you know. That was his very ambitious film he wanted to make.
I think he is a better dancer than you because, you know, the most famous dance move in Indian cinema was Yamla Pagla Divana. Even now, in any social occasion, after people become a little happy, they all dance to Yamla Pagla Divana. Yes. And they all imitate that particular sequence which made you fall in love with him even more. I will not say completely, totally and all. But can I play that clip?
Yeah, in that film also it was like that that girl, she falls in love with him after seeing him going that madness what he's doing.
Yeah.
वो जो गाना जो पिक्चराइज किया वो उसका कोरियोग्राफर था what was his name? Gopi Krishna ji. Yeah, sorry, I'm very sorry. Gopi Krishna ji was the dance choreographer for that, and he is a Kathak exponent. So the best dancer that time. And उनको लेके गया धर्म जी के सामने और बोला he will be choreographing you. And ना धर्म जी से अच्छा करके दिखाइए. तो जब शूटिंग जो आउटडोर में हुआ था नासिक में, तो कुछ भी वो करके दिखाया बेचारा. As a dance teacher, you know, beautiful, nice movements and all. But Dharamji so cannot do all that thing. He said, नहीं नहीं आप जरा इधर आ जाइए पीछे इस तरफ और you go behind the camera and sit down. So I will do it. मैं अपने आप करता हूँ. So he started doing everything himself. The whole song was he choreographed. All mad. He asked the director, इसका पागलपन चाहिए ना? So okay, ठीक है. And he loved doing comedy. बहुत मजा आता था. He used to love it.
Wow. Let's play that. Aditi. The full sequence, huh? You can't cut this song in 30 seconds. It's unique. You know, when we see these films, Hemaji, it all looks so simple and it stayed with us for so long. Were things more simple then? Nowadays, you know, choreography, music, background, sets, virtual, animation, GFX, this FX.
Simple it was. Just, I think 2-3 दिन में एक shooting हो गया था. उसमें एक पूरा music piece है जिसमें दारू का bottle सर में लग के जो dance करते हैं. That was best, you know, the way he dances. And then he created his own dance, one movement that is a world famous today. है ना? वो जो ऐसा करते हैं. इसका पूरा replica my daughter Aisha danced in one of the reality show. It was so superb she did. और देख के धर्म जी बहुत तारीफ किया Aisha को.
We also saw you do Yamla Pagla Divana in a TV series recently.
Yeah. I also tried to do. It is very difficult for a Bharatanatyam dancer to let loose yourself and just jump around like that. You know? Because the Bharatanatyam is a very disciplined art.
Well, I'm so happy that we've been able to rekindle some of those beautiful memories, with Dharamji. I always say that how you remember a person is the most important thing in life. How you remember a person. Does he bring a smile to your face? And Dharamji brings a smile to everyone's face. Even in his last years, we used to love it when he used to do those videos from his farm.
Yeah.
When he used to go swimming, he had a love for life and he was excited about everything.
Yeah.
So it's really a special person. I interviewed him also when I was with Times Now once, a couple of times, and great people. I always felt the stars of that time had a certain magic about them. Not that these present lot are bad.
I wish you had done interview with him.
Amazing. I wish I had.
We have missed so many things.
I have, absolutely. But I hope I get that old clip of an interview with him back. I found him a warm person. Devanandji once came to meet me as well. I found him an amazing person. Incredible. After the interview, he kept asking us about how you run TV channels. He had chicken sandwiches and spoke to me for 2 hours in the office of Times Now. And I still remember him going away, and he passed away 2 months after that when he went to the UK. These are great people, absolutely great people. You've acted with them. And I want to ask you about Sita or Gita, because that's another film which, we remember. I don't know which year it is. Must be early 70s.
Yeah.
Early 1970s. For all the Gen Z people out here, please watch these films. These are the real original classics of Hindi cinema. You must watch Sita or Gita. Has the Gen Z watched Sholay? Have you watched it 10 times? You have to watch it 10 times. It's an amazing. Every time you will see the magic in each of those moments. In Sita or Gita, I have a clip of a song also. Which is the most beautiful song from Sita or Gita? Oh, wow.
Sati chal.
Play it. Were you actually doing roller skates there?
I tried my best.
No, that is not. There was one long shot. I think there was some. Did you shoot that on roller skates?
This I did it, but skating separate solo shot I could not give. Because I used to fall as I was practicing, and my mother used to say, you have to dance, don't try all this stunt here. So, uske liye alag mechanism was there. So, when it was there, especially even for photography, usi gaadi mein camera bhi rehta tha, hum dono bhi hain. So, the whole thing is pulled by a jeep in front. So, bada aaram se Mahabaleshwar mein iska shooting kiya tha. So, very interesting filmmaking and all those days. आजकल बहुत easy कर दिया, सब कुछ यहाँ स्टूडियो में रख के यहीं पे खत्म हो जाता है.
It's not as enjoyable, nowadays.
No, those days were very good. अभी तो you want to go to Kashmir, no need. You can shoot here only. पीछे background डाल दो, हो गया काम. But पहले हम जाते थे.
उसमें तो वो feeling नहीं आती ना. You don't feel that way, In a chroma set, how do you imagine you're in Kashmir?
Chroma, yeah. No, but like I did the film Kudrat with Rajesh Khanna. तो different season में चाहिए था वो director चेतन आनंद को. So 4 times we went with a full unit we went and did shooting. So वैसे सब shooting करते थे पहले.
So tell us about Sita or Gita. Sanjeev Kumar and Dharmendra both, right? And it is two young girls with vastly different personalities.
Yeah.
Right? One very fiery, very assertive, the other very compliant, demure, quiet, and 2 great actors, right? Dharmendra and Sanjeev Kumar.
Sanjeev Kumar.
Tell us about the backdrop, what you call, in nowadays the language is BTS. Give us the behind the scenes of Sita or Gita. Give us the BTS of Sita or Gita. Yeah? BTS?
I think when they approached, the other day also Ramesh CPG was saying, that when Ramesh ji wanted to sign Dharamji and Sanjeev Kumar, they were little hesitant because it's the role of a heroine ka role hai aur wo bhi double role hai. But still they agreed to do it because it was a very interesting script, and Salim Javed hai writing the script and Ramesh Sippy directing after Andaz, तो उसका कुछ value था, and plus I was there. तो साइन तो कर लिया और एक एक सीन इतना अच्छा निकल के आया कि then they started enjoying doing it. किसी को कम महसूस हुआ ही नहीं है. Like Sanjeev Kumar also had these beautiful songs, हवा के, and then कोई लड़की मुझे कल रात को, वो एक गाना है, वो भी बीच में उसका भी शूटिंग किया था, जुहू बीच में. So they were all very nice and they were all very happy doing it. And Sanjeev Kumar is a very wonderful actor, you know, very subtle, and then lot of comedy he used to do.
I think by far among the greatest ever, you know, actors, you know, I would put him there. Very sensitive, very subtle, very mature.
Very
acting,
mature, very sensitive, ऐसा लगता है, but he was very mischievous, quietly. Yeah.
When you see him on screen, you had the feeling that he's a very serious kind of person, you know.
Was he
always very serious? Or?
Serious, no, ऐसे serious है रहेंगे, but अंदर से बहुत कुछ है.
अच्छा.
Yeah. It was, but he won't talk much on the sets also. धरन जी भी ज़्यादा बात नहीं करेंगे, but they are all different, you know. They were all so much dedicated with the वो रोल जब शूटिंग जब करते हैं तो उसमें कितना इन्वॉल्व हो जाते थे. धर्म जी स्पेशली was passionate about film making. बहुत उनको अच्छा लगता था. Then certain फिल्म में काफ़ी करते करते थोड़ा कम हो जाता. After you get married, थोड़ा सा naturally I started getting roles as mother role and also I was not accepting it. But I changed my whole system and started making directing films. You know, I changed the whole my lifestyle. Of course. So I made Nupur, a very beautiful TV serial on dancer's life. It was written by Gulzar ji and then I directed. It was wonderful. With Kabir Bedi I performed that. And then I did Dil Ashna Hai, Women of India, then Tell Me Wo Khuda, all that, you know, there's lots of...
So in the 90s you evolved into different roles.
Yes.
Different roles.
And that's the time Dharamji used to be involved and then used to say, kya script hai batao, kya shooting mein kya karna hai. So I remember so well that there was a scene between Shah Rukh Khan and Divya Bharati in Dil Ashna. तो पूरा वो dialogue पूरा उन्होंने धर्मजी ने लिखा. So, you know, he used to take so much interest in all this.
You had some tremendous chemistries. I'll request our producers to also pick out the clip of the film with Amitabh Bachchan. Which one was that? No, not Satyam. Bagban. Which year was that? Bagban, about 2000?
2003.
Yeah, I think this was a beautiful and very, very sensitive pairing as well, you know, of a slightly older couple and what they go through in life. So I want clips and sequences and the famous song sequences of this film as well. You have your time for it, producers, don't worry about it. See, I can also do direction. You know, I direct during my program. I keep directing. Yeah, I keep directing myself. But you know, did you get on top of that? How did you get on top of that ceiling fan? That shot out there.
I'm sorry, you were talking about Sita Gita. I took you to
so I'm getting you back to Sita or Gita.
Thank you so much.
But I feel somewhere there was some quality in you that the other actresses must not be willing to, you know, be so quote unquote daring, you know, unconventional.
Yes.
At that time, right? Daring, questioning, right? You were truly the Gen Z of your time. You know, I think you're a Gen Z even now in the way you think. You're bold. You question things. You have had an unconventional and adventurous life. I think that what makes you very different. We should give her a round of applause for being the person that she is. And if you see, you will see that everyone who has achieved, the women of this generation, maybe the Gen Z today thinks that they are very different, but just imagine what they've done in their time. We had Usha Uthup also here, you know.
Yeah.
And her song plays in Dhurandhar. Which song was that? Usha Uthup song? Ramba Ho, Usha Uthup, Asha Bhosle, Hema Malini. They've done things very differently. And that's why they are legends. You follow that convention, you will be great, but you won't be a legend. You break the convention is when you become a legend.
Yes.
So we really are proud of you.
Yeah.
Did you get on top of the ceiling fan yourself? Or Did you take some help?
I did, yes, I did. Yes. तो वो शूटिंग से पहले मुझे स्क्रिप्ट आ गया था एक दिन पहले रात को कि कल हम पुलिस स्टेशन वाला सीक्वेंस कर रहे हैं, आप टाइम पे पहुंच जाना। रमेश सीपी जी ने बोला ठीक है, हम पहुंच गए। एंड देन अराउंड 9 o'clock 10 o'clock माई कॉल शीट टाइम आई वॉज देयर। तो पुलिस स्टेशन में भी गए हम, वो जो सेट लगा हुआ था एंड पंखे के ऊपर काफ़ी कुछ सब लोग कुछ कर रहे थे। मतलब ये व्हाट इज इट, आपको उसमें बैठना है। रमेश जी बोल रहे हैं उधर ऊपर कैसे चले गए भाई, हाउ डू आई डू इट, डोंट वरी एवरीथिंग इज प्रॉपरली फिक्स्ड, यू गो एंड सिट। आई सेड फर्स्ट यू गो एंड सिट एंड शो मी, देन आई विल डू इट। हाँ मैं करता हूँ। देन यू नो वो बड़ा स्टूल लेकर आया, ऊपर चढ़े बैठे। देन ही आस्क्ड मी आल्सो टू कम। नाउ सी आई एम सिटिंग, now you come on, you do it.
Who sat?
Ramesh Sippy.
Ramesh Sippy sat on the fan?
Yeah, he sat in the fan and showed me.
You should have taken a picture of that.
I have it.
You have it?
But I don't know.
Oh God, I must, please make sure we get this picture later, yeah. So you made him sit on the fan and then?
Yeah. He sat and showed me. Then he came out. He saw that I am comfortable, I am okay, safe. Then he come down. Then the whole sequence was shot, फटाफट। The पूरा सीन वहाँ पे जितना डायलॉग था वो सारा करके फिर उतार दिया। But it was hilarious. I enjoyed doing that. बहुत मजा आया।
You like comedy as well, right? Obviously.
Yeah, something different करने से अच्छा लगता है ना। By nature I am not like that, as you said. But अंदर से कुछ ऐसी बात है कि जो हम नहीं कर सकते हैं in real life, through the film I am able to do it and then get satisfied, you know. Like even in my first film, that Sapno Ka Saudagar, it's very funny. If you see I was just because before coming here I watched Sapno Ka Saudagar, so that if you ask some question I must be ready to answer.
You prepared?
No, only Sapno Ka Saudagar.
Just going through my notes and trying to make sure I don't make a mistake.
And I know, and that film also after, जब कहाँ nearly 60 years back, I saw it the other day. हाँ जी, तो पूरा बहुत हंसी आ रही थी। माई मेड वॉज ऑल्सो सिटिंग एंड वॉचिंग एंड सेड माई मम, हेमा जी अब क्या क्या कर रहे हैं उसमें, ऐसे बहुत कुछ करवाया अब किया था। और उसी टाइप का रोल भी मुझे बहुत सारे मिलने लग गए हैं ना, बिकॉज आई वॉज बोल्ड एंड डिफरेंट फ्रॉम एनी अदर अनकन्वेंशनल रोल्स, वही मिला मुझे। सो आई वॉज प्रोजेक्टेड एज ऑलमोस्ट लाइक ए हीरो। I remember one more scene that the same director who rejected me, he called me for another film. That is Gehri Chal.
You met him afterwards?
Met him.
Huh?
Met him.
Did you remind him?
No, I didn't say anything. My mother also said, keep quiet, be nice to him. I said, yes. And then he wanted to make Gehri Chal. So he came home, mummy se pucha, daddy se, I signed. Then उस पिक्चर में अमित जी हैं, he played my brother's role, and जीतू जी, दोनों के साथ में। तो पूरा एक्शन ओरिएंटेड सीन आफ्टर सीता गीता रिलीजेस, दोनों साइड में बैठे हैं और मेरे से एक्शन सीक्वेंस करा रहे हैं। मैंने बोला ये क्या हो गया, नो सीता गीता आपने किया तो ऑल द डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स वांट्स यू हैव टू हैव द हंटर इन योर हैंड एंड यू मस्ट हिट द विलन, नॉट द बोथ ऑफ देम। बाद में किया उन लोगों से भी, but he was very keen to have this action from me.
So, are you like Basanti in real life at that time? I mean, your real life?
No.
Real life?
Real life, I am same Hema Malini only. But the moment you tell me Basanti, completely transformation
How do you
happens.
do that? How do you do that?
The moment I wear the costume.
अच्छा.
वो ड्रेस आता है, वो उसके अंदर बसंती घुस के आती है और मेरे अंदर आ जाती है। Same thing for every role what I played.
Yeah.
Whether it is Mirabai, Rajya Sultan, and Sita Gita, of course. So many films. And I must say, I am very lucky artist who has done around 6 to 7 films double role kiya hai.
Yeah.
Not only Sita Gita.
Wow. That means you were a very sort of dual roles must be very rare for actresses.
Yeah.
For actresses at that time in 1970s, dual roles must not be very common. Everybody
Yeah, I don't know. I was lucky, I must say.
That also shows that you have the ability to play both sides.
One with Dev Saab ke saath Jaane Man, then Rajesh Khanna ke saath Kudrat and Mehbooba. Then उस जमाने में डाकू फिल्म बहुत बनती थी.
डाकू, हाँ.
तो मुझे भी डाकू बनाया, रामकली.
Yes.
You know, वैसा सब पिक्चर में किया, राइडिंग अ हॉर्स, गनवन लेके, बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग लगता था. I enjoyed doing all that.
What if you had done a double role? I'm thinking in Sholay. Support you in Sholay. If you had done a double role, if you were Basanti also, and you also played Jaya Bahaduri's character. I'm just thinking.
Please don't think. Let it be as it is. Because Jayaji has mentioned, I wish I had done Basanti's role.
Yeah.
She always says
Oh God,
that.
I don't want to have problem with Jaya Bachchan. No.
जिसके लिए लिखा है ना, जो
वही होता है.
जो नसीब में है, वो उसी को मिलेगा. Whether it is wealth, popularity or film also it's like that. मेरे नाम में जो है वो मुझे ही मिलेगा. अगर आज भी कोई बोले कि सीता गीता I was supposed to do, maybe they would have done a much better job, 100%. But मेरे लिए लिखा था तो और कौन कैसा ले सकता है.
So you were driving a Tonga, you were refusing to be sidelined, you were a strong, confident woman who could do stunts also at that point of time.
Yeah.
And this Basanti, is the clip ready, Aditi? Is the clip ready? So I think this clip says it all. Can we run the wrong clip, please? What was the name of the horse? Aditi, what was the name of the... What was the name of the horse?
Dhanno.
Gen Z, I'm asking Gen Z. Don't cheat. You made even the horse famous. Everybody knows Dhanno also. I don't think, Maheshji, there is no situation like this. Moti the dog and Dhanno the horse. Is there any actor who has made a dog and a horse as famous as the main actor in the movie? This is amazing. Well done. Hats off to you for that. For Sholay.
Sure. उसमें धर्मजी भी बोलते हैं ना. Dhanno and then Basanti बोलते हैं.
What are the memories which
Beautiful,
come?
yeah.
Tell me about the clip, the shooting, the moment.
Yes. ये जो scene किया था, this was the first day of the shooting for me. तो मुझे बड़ा टेंशन था कि इतना लंबे डायलॉग थे. And then पहले तो बोला कि इसको याद कर लो. Then I said, how do I perform? मुझे इतना कैसे बोलेंगे? Then जावेद साहब आकर मुझे बताया कि he has got a very unique way of speaking, तो मुझे ऐसे बताया था. तो I just grasped the whole thing, and then it was very easy for me. Very easily I just performed the whole thing. तो अच्छा हो गया था. And ये scene करते समय it was very interesting to see what Dharamji was doing behind. So he also used to keep on giving lot of his own suggestions to the director.
Shall we play the Dhanno clip? Aditi, do you have the Dhanno clip? Even the Dhanno clip, even if it does not come in the next 1 minute, we have it in our minds, don't we? We can literally remember it. When you say, ye Dhanno, mere izzat ka sawal hai and all that, she says, right? Gets into that clip. Do you remember the shooting of the Dhanno clip? Were you actually riding a Tonga horse?
Yeah, Tonga चलाना बिल्कुल सीखा उधर बैंगलोर में. जब इन लंच टाइम होता था तो घोड़े वाला लेकर आते थे टांगा वांगा. So I used to practice a lot. So I did a lot of shots myself also.
Yeah.
Not that मैंने कुछ किया ही नहीं.
Yeah.
न सब बोलता है ऐसे किसी डुप्लीकेट ने किया और आपका नाम मिल जाता है. But very difficult stunts, naturally they won't, even the director won't let me do all that. उसके लिए stunt man कभी लड़का करता था, कभी लड़कियां करती थी. So the one of the girl who came for the program now for my 60th Diamond Jubilee, we honored her also. Her name was Reshma. She did that stunt here in this film.
Wow. Tell us about the shooting of Sholay, because all of us have seen it so many times. There was you, Amitabh Bachchan, Dharmendra, Jaya Bahaduri ji. All of you were shooting at that time. Did you get a sense during the shooting of Sholay that something special is happening?
See, most of the scenes were with me and धर्म जी का ही साथ में था. अमित जी और जया जी का अलग separate, because it always used to be evening, that sunset time, that was the concept of the scene. Accordingly होता था. मेरा तो पूरा धूप में every day, hot sun I have to fry करते थे.
Where was the shooting going on?
Shooting बैंगलोर में हुआ था. बैंगलोर में, and especially the जब तक है जान shooting, जो ग्लास कांच के उस पर डांस करना था. तो I was telling the director, why don't you keep it in the month of December or so, the weather will be very nice, cool, and we can do it very well. He said, no, not at all, it has to be in May. आपका मई महीने में मुझे 10 दिन का डेट चाहिए और मेरा शूटिंग करेंगे. And that was very really torturous, फिर भी हम लोगों ने किया वो शूटिंग. अभी वहाँ पे छोटे छोटे विलेज भी बनाया था ऑल ओवर, स्मॉल हट्स थे, उसी के ऊपर मेकअप रूम बना हुआ था हम लोगों का. देयर वाज नो वैनिटी वैन, आजकल सब लोग डिमांड करते हैं, कुछ भी नहीं था उस टाइम वहाँ पे. इवन फॉर टॉयलेट एंड ऑल देयर इज नो प्लेस. कहीं वॉशरूम जाना है, यू हैव टू गो समवेयर फार अवे. So like that, lot of difficulties were there, but in spite of all that thing, we did that Sholay. So it's a big achievement for all of us. And always the shooting के बाद, because it was far away from the hotel, अशोका होटल में ठहरते थे, वहाँ से रामनगर, about 30 kilometers away. So that going and coming was a very nice, enjoyable trip for me, because after the hard work, me and Dharamji used to get back home. Ashoka Hotel, that was the most memorable scenes.
Yeah. You have said that a film like Sholay, आपने कहा है कि ऐसी फिल्म सिर्फ एक बार बनती है.
Yeah.
बनने समय आपको लग रहा था ऐसा कुछ?
बनने के समय लग रहा था, क्योंकि रमेश जी ने पहले से बोला है कि मैं बहुत हटके एक पिक्चर बना रहा हूँ और ये आर्टिस्ट है और आप भी हैं. आफ्टर सीता गीता ही इज टेलिंग मी, इतने लोग, so many people are going to be there in that film and you are also there. मुझे बड़ा अजीब सा लगा ना कि छोटा सा रोल होगा तो मुझे क्यों आप बता रहे हैं. नहीं, it's a very interesting role, you must do it. Then because Ramesh ji said do it, I said did it. So I'm glad that I did that role, Basanti ka role.
I want to thank you, and Dharamji is not with us right now, for all the brilliant moments that you have given all of us. So in your relationship and the movies you've done, and we all literally wept with you when you received the Padma Vibhushan. He already received the Padma Bhushan, I think, in 2012, and he was posthumously awarded the Padma Vibhushan. And this was a difficult moment for you. I think there is a still of your receiving the Padma Vibhushan also on his behalf. And I want to thank you for being such a rock there through his life. And I think for Dharamji, a full standing ovation for a moment, if you don't mind, for Dharamji. Hemaji, the one thing we can only describe her life, her career, and the way she's carried herself is with tremendous grace. Tremendous grace. I could literally see you holding yourself back when you received the Padma Vibhushan.
It was a very difficult moment for me, but I was very happy. Padma Vibhushan, the second highest award, was given to him. Only thing I felt, I wish it was given earlier, because 1 year before he fell sick. He was in the hospital, so we used to be there with him. That time मोदी जी का भी phone आया था, तो उन्होंने enquire किया कि क्या हुआ, what happened and all this. He is so very sweet of him. And Dharamji was very happy. नहीं मैं ठीक हो जाऊँगा, I'm fine. And then he became all right. Then 1 year passed, and then after he passed away, this award was given. So our family members were feeling, पहले देते तो बहुत अच्छा था. But anyway, whatever it is given to him, it's a very big thing, and it is a great honor For the last 7 decades, he has worked so hard, passionately working in films for so many years. And it was his dream from the Punjab, where he used to work in some tube well and then used to watch a train going, and every time he used to imagine that मैं इस ट्रेन में जाऊंगा, मैं मुंबई पहुंचूंगा और मैं एक्टर बनूंगा, और वो बने. वो बहुत बार वो किस्सा मुझे सुनाते थे और बने. And see the hard work, and then how much he struggled even in Mumbai to get set with his family and all. वो बहुत मुश्किल का काम. Then कैसा उन्होंने पिक्चर में लिया. बट किसका लक होता है, तो जिसको एक्टर बनना वो बनेगा ही बनेगा, जिसको नहीं बनना है वो कभी बनेगा ही नहीं. This is also very true. तो he was such a good looking man. And then बिमल रॉय, ऐसे बड़े बड़े डायरेक्टर लोगों ने उन पर इमीडिएटली पिक्चर में लेके पिक्चर बनाया, एक के बाद एक के बाद एक के बाद. He used to tell me all that his struggling stories and all. And then how he got break from one after the other. And then he became such a big actor. He's a very big, and then his dream was, he was role model was always Dilip Kumar Sahab, you know. So Dilip Kumar ji bhi mujhe mile hain kai baar, Saira Banu, both of them always used to say what a lovely person and all. They were very friendly with each other. And Dharamji becoming worked hard all the time. Even recently, after he passed away, also one of his film released. He wanted to be in front of camera. That was his passion. And then कभी भी time मिलता तो he will be watching the mobile and then show me, देखो ये scene मैंने वहाँ पे किया था, देखो 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 कैसा है. So you know, he will always share, always in the past thinking about how beautiful his life was, doing so many films with so many actors. Lot of किस्सा about दिलीप साहब बोलते रहते थे. उनके साथ बहुत प्यार उनका था. And he has touched the heart of millions of people. And then not only acting in films, otherwise also he was such a wonderful human being. इतना बड़ा उनका व्यक्तित्व इतना विशाल था कि उसको बयान नहीं कर सकते हैं. छोटे से छोटे इतना शिखर पर होते हुए भी पब्लिक he touched the people's heart. छोटे छोटे लोगों से भी मिलना जुलना, you know, he was very friendly and very affectionate. और हमेशा जुड़े रहने का. लोनावाला में भी बैठ के वहाँ से he will picturize guy. He had a farm with so many interesting things. वो सब दिखाते रहते थे. And suddenly he is not well and थोड़ा चलना फिरने में थोड़ा सा मुश्किल होता था. And then we thought कि he will become all right, you know. And ये नहीं हुआ. But उतना जो काम किया उसका इफेक्ट गिवन इन पद्म विभूषण के नाम पे उनको जो मिला, उसको उनको खुद को जाकर लेने से और भी अच्छा लगता था. डेफिनेटली आई वुड हैव फेल्ट सो हैप्पी. एंड बट आई हैड टू गो एंड टेक. इट इज़ वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू डाइजेस्ट दैट डे. वेरी एक्साइटेड ऑल्सो, वेरी इमोशनल ऑल्सो. एज आई वॉज वॉकिंग टूवर्ड्स राष्ट्रपति जी, I was very feeling, I don't know, I can't express what I was feeling, but I could feel that Dharamji is just behind me, encouraging me, pushing me, come on, go ahead, come on, receive it. You have to receive it on my behalf. Come on, take it. So I received it, and then I sat and then controlled my tears. I could not, very difficult, but I could see my daughter Ahana was just crying like anything. Because he has given so much love to the entire family, to the girls. Both my daughters are mad about him. And I have 5 grandchildren today. All are so much fond of him. They keep asking, where is Nanu? We want to be with Nanu. You know, इतना प्यार दिखाया पूरे परिवार के साथ. ऐसा एक व्यक्ति मिलना बहुत ही मुश्किल है, कहीं पे भी नहीं मिलेगा. I am really fortunate to have worked with him in so many films, and he became my life partner also. It is a blessing. It can't happen everywhere. It is it's a God's intervention. He made it happen. And today he's not there. I'm just going on this lonely track and remembering him always. Why this thing happened. I miss his beautiful smile, his attractive face and his voice. Keep calling me Hemu, you know. I can hear that always. And then he comes and then he will say that I like this idli, sambar, tumhara bahut ghar mein acha lagta hai. So he will have that. Sometimes tepla. So even today, I just feel he's there, you know. But he physically is not there. So it is very difficult to digest. Abhi, I don't know, I feel very uncomfortable talking about that, but I'm really grateful to Almighty for giving me such a wonderful soulmate whose memories I will cherish till the end of my life. There cannot be anybody who can replace. He was such a strong pillar of strength in my life, in my career. Everything he allowed me to do. After marriage, ऐसा नहीं कहा कि आप घर में बैठो or anything. Because he knows that I am an artist, I am a dancer. Because he has seen me, my growth. Because even while we were shooting in several films outdoor, और साथ में मैं गुरुजी को भी लेकर जाती थी, मेरा dance teacher. So we used to practice dance in the evenings, and so friendly also he became with him, with my gurujis. So my guruji भी बोलेंगे वो धर्म जी से जरा मिला देना, मैं थोड़ा सा, you know, he used to have little drink, तो उसका अच्छा लगता था गुरुजी का बेचारा. Then that fun and all he had with him, so he knows my career, my dance, my film, everything you must keep on doing, don't stop anything. He was very fond of family togetherness, which he kept on saying, हमेशा साथ में रहो, कभी अकेला मत जाना, be with somebody always, with the children. So I'm happy, but at the same time I feel very sad when I see both my daughters are deeply, you know, hurt. They are very, very upset about Papa is not around, and that cannot be fulfilled. That word.
Well, I thank you for speaking your heart out here today. And when we hear about him from you, he also comes alive.
Yeah.
And those of us who had the great opportunity of meeting him, you know, the personality also comes alive. And probably, yes, absolutely the best looking man in Indian cinema.
Yeah.
Some people say there's a video of the two best looking men in Indian cinema ever. And that video, if you haven't watched, is a video of Dilip Kumar's birthday. And Dharmendra ji is sitting there on the side, and Dilip Kumar ji is being interviewed, and then he starts talking about Dharmendra, and he tells Dharam ji that idhar aao, come sit next to me. And the love and brotherhood between Dharmendra and Dilip Kumar, I think that is amazing, and the way they speak, the regard they have, the language they use,
yes,
how civilized they both were. It was truly something that is amazing. You know, I learned so much watching that clip.
Yeah.
So I have a letter that...
And then he was so good in Shero Shairi also.
Shairi.
Suddenly he developed that. Not during the shooting time and all. मालूम नहीं कभी ऐसा शेरो शायरी नहीं बोलते थे. Then when the films and all became less, so that is the time he developed into शेरो शायरी. इतना अच्छा लिखते थे, सब आके मुझे भी सुनाते थे. तो कुछ मैं समझती थी, कुछ नहीं समझती थी, क्या इसका मतलब है. So he will tell me all that, you know. बहुत इतना इंटरेस्ट था उसमें.
Thank you for sharing so much about him with us.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Is there a dream movie role that's still to come? What we've talked about is in the past, right?
Yeah.
Now tell me about the future. What do you want to do as an actor in the future? What is your dream?
If some role comes to me which will suit me today,
yeah,
and a more prominent role, then I would love to do, but not very like dark film. I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
I can't see it.
Yeah.
Something nice it can be. If anybody makes it, then I'm ready for it.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार. विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात. वाओ मम्मा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा, प्यास बुझाए, ठंडक लाए, सबको भाए जीरा से। MTH का जलजीरा जीरा से।
जीरा से असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
MTH।
Our pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
The Indus Water Treaty itself needs to be renegotiated. It is a highly unequal treaty. India was pressurized to sign under American pressure, but I am afraid if you open this raw wound, then you are asking for deep, deep trouble. Operation Sindoor was just a trailer. After the mass casualty terror strike in Pahalgam, as part of a deterrent action, as part of punitive measures, India had held the Indus Water Treaty in abeyance. Till such time as Pakistan expresses contrition, regret for its actions, and gives us proof positive that it will no longer engage in acts of mass terror, mass casualty terror strikes against India. Till date, it's almost well over a year since Operation Sindoor. Till date, we have not had a word of contrition, of regret, of turning a new leaf, of any assurance that Pakistan will not carry out any further terror strikes against India. To the contrary, absolutely to the contrary, what we are concerned about is the start of a new information warfare narrative by Pakistan's ISI in collusion with its American CIA partners, which is trying to create justification for another mass casualty Pakistani strike, this time possibly directed against the water resources of India. The Lashkar-e-Toiba, the Jaish-e-Mohammed have been carrying out training and rehearsal in the Mangala Dam for carrying out terror attacks through the water medium, whether it is to poison large reservoirs, whether it is to blow up dams or certain water infrastructure, that remains to be seen. But what Pakistan is orchestrating is a deliberate information warfare campaign, a narrative building exercise that India has stopped our waters and we are going to react. We cannot react militarily, it could lead to nuclear war. So our only means of reaction is via asymmetric warfare, terror attacks, mass casualty terror strikes against India. Pakistan is laying out its justification. The Republic television channel has shown you proof positive visual evidence of Harry Dar, American designated terrorist, also nicknamed engineer, who has been overseeing this water training in the Mangala reservoir.
Ahana wrote a letter for you, which she wants me to read for you.
Okay.
Yeah. She says that, hi Mama, I am reading the letter. Okay, this is, hi Mama, I am so happy to know that you are enjoying your time on Mr. Goswami's show. I don't know if you are enjoying, but then that we have a chance to surprise you, which is very rare because you are such a huge part of our lives it's almost impossible to keep anything from you. I want you to know that I am not only proud of you, but perpetually amazed by how many feathers you have in your cap. You've shown me what it means to be truly resilient, to face challenges even when you have been terribly afraid, and to know that whatever the outcome, it is always enough to simply be yourself. Your personality speaks volumes, pride with dignity, genuineness with grace, and love without bounds. These are the values that you and Papa have given us. Speaking of the two of you, your bond is what has shaped us into what we are today. I cherish every memory of seeing you together and every moment we have shared as a family. I truly believe you have achieved far more than you ever expected, but I also know that life still has much more in store for you. Your ambition and motivation, so youthful and inspiring, like those of a woman in her 20s, speak for themselves. Whether it is your graceful dance performances, your remarkable body of work in cinema over the years, or your far-sighted dedication to serving your constituency, you continue to inspire us every single day. You are a powerhouse, but above all your achievements, you are the most wonderful mother and grandmother any child could ask for. I love you immensely. Love, Ahana. I think I also have a voice note.
She's a very loving baby, she is.
Yeah?
She's extremely fond of him. Both the girls, even Aisha, they remember him every day. Now Aisha is also into interior decoration. So Dharamji has also had another talent that he was fond of doing interior in his farmhouse and all. So they both have shared a lot of things together.
Yeah. Aisha has sent a voice message. Okay. And if you allow, we'll play it, please.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Can we play the voice message loud, please? Thank you. So Hemaji can hear it.
Hi, Mama. I am here to just talk about you and express how much you mean to me. I think in person you know that. And we are a very private, personal mother-daughter duo, I would say. But nonetheless, it's always a pleasure to share how much I admire you, how much I love you, and how much you mean to me with the world. Every time, it's a new addition to the way I feel for you, because we are growing together as mother and daughter through so many different phases in life. I think you are someone the world admires as the dream girl. And I would say that I am proud to be the daughter of Dream Girl and known worldwide as Hema Malini ki beti, and of course Dharamji ki beti. And what you all have done for us as parents is something that I really truly feel blessed to be born, and I think it's an honor to take the legacy ahead in whatever way we can as your children. And we are so proud of your achievements from a very young age, the way you have worked hard. And seeing you is an inspiration for all of us at home as well. I just want to say that I'm there with you. You are my pillar, I'm your pillar. And I just love you a lot, Mama. And I think you are such a strong woman, more than ever now. The way you hold yourself together and your emotions is not easy. And I love you. And I'll see you soon when you're back home. Have a lovely show. And I think it's a great platform you're on. I've always admired, the work that they show on Republic. So all the best and have a fantastic conversation. Love you.
Love you, baby. Love you so much.
You know, Hemaji,
See, all these photographs really,
you see, remember, a lot of memories come back, and I think that your, biggest achievements in life are not always professional, but also personal. And it is in what you give your children and what you give people around you and what kind of human being you are. And the amazing thing about you is that without ever talking about yourself, Hemaji always underplays herself. Even now, if you realize this, she's underplaying herself, but you are a force of nature. You are an ideal woman. And I think the younger generation has so much to learn from you. The way you carried yourself. We had wanted to do this show earlier. Then we lost Dharamji. And I was afraid to even ask her. But today she's come, and her grace and composure and the fact she's sharing time with us and your family values, everything is an ideal, Hemaji. So I am in awe of even sitting with you here today. That's why when I spoke to you, I just feel so proud that you're here with us. We'll carry this with us. So I want you to know that everyone here is with you. Are we totally there with her, right? And through your ups and downs and everything, and not as a politician, Hemaji, let me tell you one thing. For what you are. I said to her, am I right? I said being politician is like 5% of the total thing. For me, 99% is the person that you are. And I think you're very strong. You're amazing. And I hope you remain strong in these days also.
I will remain, because he has also told me, but I will miss him like anything. Every time I feel he's there somewhere, but he's not there.
Yeah. But your daughters are there, and they are totally there with you. And I can only say that I wish you a long, long life and lot of achievement, a lot of happiness that you still have to bring to people.
Yeah.
And a lot of presence, a lot of hearts you still have to touch. And, can I go back to a little bit more of your cinema? I didn't want to make you cry. Let me tell you, this is not, but I know what is, but if we don't talk about your family, nobody's life is complete. Evaji, when we saw you with Amitabh Bachchan, I asked for that clip deliberately. Because you and Amitabh Bachchan are two very, very iconic personalities. I remember on Amitabh Bachchan's 70th birthday, I interviewed him. And I was totally embarrassed. Because Amitabh Bachchan always comes early for an appointment. And it was JW Marriott. He would always say, JW Marriott, Mumbai is where I do my interviews. And I got late, it was raining, and I had Amitabh Bachchan waiting. And he was hunched up like this, like he's sitting like this.
Yeah.
So I entered. My camera person said, run, man, you're making Amitabh Bachchan wait. I was so scared. And he was hunched up like this, And he was so serious. I thought he's going to badly scold me.
He was always in time. Always.
Oh, he's 15 minutes early. Yeah. And he said, never mind, come on, sit down, do it. But the moment the camera was on, he completely transforms.
Yeah.
Oh, completely transforms. And I really admire him. I in my earlier Times Now office, I used to have a picture of Diwar, that pose, right behind where I used to sit, because it was iconic. And I think that the one thing about you and Amitabh Bachchan is that both of you have really kept going. I think it's incredible. Amitabh Bachchan just keeps going. And even now, in front of the camera, in KBC, is magical. Yeah. And you were as well. When you paired there with him, it was a reinvention.
Yes.
Not many actors and actresses, once they've been at that level of, the lead role, can transform themselves into character roles, but you did it. So tell us about the changing, the transformation. Was it difficult to come back before the camera, not in a lead role, in a sort of mature role, in a character role? How did you transform, and why is it that not many actors and actresses are able to do it? We also have many cases of actors and actresses, once they are past their peak, many don't even come in front of the camera. Many avoid the camera. But you don't. So tell us about Bhagwan. Tell us about the reinvention of Hema Malini.
that Bagban film we did after a gap of some 15, 20 years maybe. So the first day of the shooting was very embarrassing for me because after a gap of so many years I'm coming up, and then my first shot was coming down from the staircase holding Amitji's hand. So I told him I'm feeling little nervous for the first time. Then he said, "Don't worry, even I'm feeling very nervous," because he was doing after a long gap, and the script was so wonderful, so that it clicked, and both of them played such a matured role. That is the main USP of the film. And the script was made so well, and B.R. Chopra Sahab always used to tell me before he passed away, he said, "ये मेरा बहुत favorite story है, इसको बहुत अच्छे से दिल से बन करिए आप लोग." So I said, "Yeah, definitely. I am a director's artist, मैं हूँ. तो whatever Ravi Chopra ji will say, I will definitely do it." So बहुत interest लेके सबने इस picture को बनाया. And also the photographer was, cinematographer is Barunda. इतना beautiful उन्होंने picturize किया हम दोनों को. Though we were playing a very matured role, not only the parents of such big grown-up boys, and also a grandmother and grandfather. So, and I was in my 50s that time when I did this role. And it clicked. I think ऐसा कभी कभी हो जाता है picture. We don't expect that. उसके बाद बहुत फिल्म बनाने का प्लान किया था, पता नहीं बनी नहीं. Even Ravi Chopra wanted to make some film which was made by, I think, Meryl Streep and Clint Eastwood had acted. वो फिल्म बनाने का प्लान किया था, लेकिन बनी नहीं.
Just to rekindle the memories, do we have a clip of Bagban, Aditi? Do we have it? We already. How many have seen Bagban? सबने देखा है.
Song. खुद ही गाना.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's a great playback singer.
Yes,
from Silsila to now, he's been doing it.
He's very talented. I have seen him playing even sitar.
Yeah?
Yeah. Set पे बैठ के sitar कहीं पड़ा हुआ तो उठा के बजाने लग गए. I said, "You know everything." And dance also perfectly you will dance without any mistake. So when we picturized
any
song with him,
no, Shava.
We had to be very careful. I had to be correct. He won't miss any one bit also.
Yeah.
Boy, very, very fine actor, very sensitive and very serious. But at the same time, he can be completely so, humorous.
Yeah.
He will bring down the whole set. इतना हंसी करना, मजाक करना, बहुत करते हैं. It depends on the scene what he's doing. अगर उस दिन वो scene इस type का है तो सुबह से he will blast. He will go and talk something or the other, even to the light boy. Everybody will be very excited. अमित जी आ रहे हैं करके set पे. अगर इस type का serious scene है तो he will not talk to anyone.
You mentioned what was this song? This was from
that.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah. दूसरा भी था ना that.
Which one?
मेरे
Aditi.
सोन.
Which one? Which one is it? Huh?
मेरी मखना.
You have Meri Makhna, Aditi? Wait. Huh? She has I'll play the Danno clip, don't worry. See, I don't know who's directing whom. But I want to really say this is such a wonderful opportunity for us to talk to you. See, you mentioned Meryl Streep, right? I think that in today's cinema, the way things are going, the way OTT is going, I have a request. We want to see more and more and more of you on all our screens.
Me?
You. And I think all your talent, we want to see more of you so that today's generation knows your acting. And I think it's about to come. Can I make a prediction? We want to see more of you on OTT. We want to see more of you on our screens. We want to see more of you on our digital screens. We want to see more of you on streaming. And I think we want to see more of you in cinema. So I'm sure it's going to happen. Is there a dream movie role that's still to come? What we've talked about is in the past, right?
Yeah.
Now tell me about the future. What do you want to do as an actor in the future? What is your dream?
If some role comes to me which will suit me today, and a more prominent role, then I would love to do. but not very like dark film. I don't
No.
like it at all.
Yeah.
I can't see it.
Yeah.
Something nice, it can be. If anybody makes it, then I'm ready for it.
Wow.
That's all I can.
I think this is going to go viral, and people will for Hema Malini create a role right now, which will really do justice to
So
your
sweet
talent.
of you to say that.
Yeah. Give me also side role in that.
No.
Chota mota. If you want a screaming anchor, nowadays every movie has some screaming stupid anchor who shouts, give me a small role on the side. It's a total privilege to talk to you, and I'm so happy to see you smiling and happy and
But
reflecting.
there is no heroes, ना? आजकल हीरो कहाँ है?
आजकल नहीं है.
अभी जो जितने थे सब चले गए और धर्म जी के साथ तो पूरा ईरा ही निकल गया, खत्म हो गया.
कुछ तो है about the heroes of that time, even the quote-unquote villains of that time. Another person I love a lot is Prem Chopra.
Prem Chopra, yes.
Chopra. He used to stay in the same part of Bandra where I stayed in Mumbai.
Yes.
Another very handsome man. And what an elegant man. What a great man. Devanand.
Yes.
Devanand. I feel so privileged to have met him. Dilip Kumar. Devanand. Wow.
You met Rajesh Khanna and Shashi Kapoor?
Rajesh Khanna, I told you from a distance earlier. And
No,
then I
no,
met him
from
in
close
Mumbai. Shashi Kapoor, I interviewed when I first went to Mumbai. So when I look about, I got to interview them in between 2005 and 2015. But I think they are incredible people. There's a quality to all of those great actors.
Yes.
I feel happy to have met them.
They're all very wonderful
Amazing.
actors.
Amazing.
Apart from different natures everyone had.
Yeah.
But they're all wonderful. Even Vinod Khanna,
Yeah.
I have acted with him also.
Yeah.
Sanjeev Kumar, Jitendra ji. Manoj Kumar,
Yeah.
what a great director
Yeah.
he was. He has made such beautiful films
Yeah.
with me also.
Yeah.
Chal Sannyasi, then Kranti. So, बहुत बढ़िया picture. The thought form itself was so different what they made. आजकल नहीं बनाते हैं ऐसा picture.
So, we need stronger and better cinema back, and I really
Yeah.
hope it comes back now. There are so many films we can talk about today, but before I wrap up today, I want to just ask you: are you going to be able to give time now that you're doing politics? Are you comfortable as a politician? You represent Mathura. Your political journey? Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah.
I'm told that Dharamji didn't approve of it very much.
No, in the initial, he used to get very worried and scared.
Why?
Because for campaign, our BJP party used to send me to different various places. And then he saw the crowd and all on the TV. So he used to say, इतने भीड़ के बीच में तुमको ले जाते हैं. I hope you are safe, you are okay. And traveling by helicopter every time, that used to bother him a lot.
Yeah.
So जरा संभालो, जरूरी है क्या करना? I said, they are asking me to come. So, and when I go there, public I never realized that I am so popular actually, Only when I started campaigning here and there, then I realized कि इतने लोग क्या मुझे देखने के लिए आए हैं इधर? जैसे हाँ आपके लिए आए हैं. So that is where time you realize कि what you are, So, but अच्छा लग रहा था. शुरू में बड़ा टेंशन था मुझे because I don't know how to give भाषण. आप सवाल पूछ रहे हैं मैं जवाब दे रही हूँ लेकिन straight away वो भी political भाषण मैं कहाँ से दूँगी ना. तो my mother wrote my first speech and she gave me in Hindi, which I did it in Gurdaspur with Vinod Khanna. He is the one who brought me into politics, I will say. Then then my mother said, BJP is a nice party because Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji is there. She is very big fan of him and Advani ji and all. So she was very keen ki, tum politics mein, I don't like it, I used to say in the beginning. She said, no, not like that, don't say no, because you will be doing something for the country. Now you have done so much acting, entertaining people. This side also you must see in your life. If it is coming to you, then take it. Opportunity doesn't come. Jo aata hai usko le lo.
Yeah.
And then she made me come. Then I became, then Rajya Sabha मुझे offer किया गया. That inspired me to become a contest from Lok Sabha 3 times, 14, 19 and 24. तो तीनों बार जीत गए और अभी भी आई मीन देन बट आई वन थिंग आई if I have to contest then it will be from Mathura. I don't want any other place. Other place I will go back home.
Why Mathura?
Because I am a devotee of Lord Krishna and I wanted to be there with him. So they gave it immediately. किसी और के लिए reserved था वो seat. Then Sushma ji ने बोला no हेमा को दो, हेमा को करना है. Then Arun ji also was supporting me so much at that time. You know, these two people were always with me. So I miss them a lot today, both of them. And I'm happy I'm in Mathura and I've done a lot of work in this 12, 13 years. जितने मोदी जी प्राइम मिनिस्टर बने हैं उतना ही सेम टाइमिंग मेरा भी है. And I'm so extremely happy and honored that under his leadership I'm also there in politics in BJP for my constituency Mathura.
Fantastic. What I'm also hearing and learning from you is the importance of having a very strong and supportive mother. Your mother for you and you for your daughters, you know.
Yeah. Mother and my brothers also. They are also absolute full support to me. After my father passed away, it's my brother who is in Chennai. He is the one who used to travel with me to all the dance shows which I used to do. Because my mother was worried that I can't go alone. I said, no, he used to come with me. He used to do wonderful announcement in English and all. So that was very fascinating, whether I go abroad or anything. It's so nice. So he was a big supporter to me.
Hema Malini ji, I want to thank you. And we must all really, she's opened up, she's shared time, she's come all the way. And we've, from your start till now and where you will go, this has been a beautiful afternoon for all of us. For being a legend, for coming on Legends and sharing so much time with us. Thank you very much.
I also thank you so much for this lovely opportunity you gave. And I've been watching your show always. And then you are very bold and assertive. And then for the nation, for the people, the way you talk, all your debates, I enjoy watching that. And my entire family also loves it, the way you talk. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Hema ji.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let's give her a standing round of applause for Hema Malini ji. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hema Malini ji. And as we come to the close of this wonderful conversation, this evening on behalf of Ramalaya, we have the privilege of presenting the JPSR Sri Krishna Leela collection to one of India's most admired artists, Srimati Hema Malini ji. I request Editor-in-Chief Arnab Goswami to please felicitate Padma Shri Hema Malini ji, a token of gratitude and admiration for her extraordinary contribution to Indian cinema, classical dance and public life. Big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, as we honor the legend on the stage. And on behalf of Republic Media Network, I extend my sincere gratitude to Hema Malini ji. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to welcoming you once again for another inspiring edition.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बढ़ाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और फरसान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
QSMTHE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
प्योर सूजी पास्ता, उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ।
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा, आर प्योर मसाला।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
The Indus Water Treaty itself needs to be renegotiated. It is a highly unequal treaty. India was pressurized to sign under American pressure, but I am afraid if you open this raw wound, then you are asking for deep, deep trouble. Operation Sindoor was just a trailer. After the mass casualty terror strike in Pahalgam, as part of a deterrent action, as part of punitive measures, India had held the Indus Water Treaty in abeyance. Till such time as Pakistan expresses contrition, regret for its actions, and gives us proof positive that it will no longer engage in acts of mass terror, mass casualty terror strikes against India. Till date, it's almost well over a year since Operation Sindoor. Till date, we have not had a word of contrition, of regret, of turning a new leaf, of any assurance that Pakistan will not carry out any further terror strikes against India. To the contrary, absolutely to the contrary, what we are concerned about is the start of a new information warfare narrative by Pakistan's ISI in collusion with its American CIA partners, which is trying to create justification for another mass casualty Pakistani strike, this time possibly directed against the water resources of India. The Lashkar-e-Toiba, the Jaish-e-Mohammed have been carrying out training and rehearsal in the Mangala Dam.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मम्मा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा,
QSMTHE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े, चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
Our pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
Tens of millions of voter data. Think of that. Tens of millions of voters' data in 18 states have been bought, stolen, or hacked by China. In mid-2018, the Chinese Communist Party's policy was to leverage all domestic and foreign elements that were opposed to the U.S. president in an effort to reduce the U.S. president's votes and make him resign or prevent his re-election. The People's Republic of China carried out what is believed to be the largest compromise of election data. U.S. spy agencies began learning about the compromise of voter registration files in 2020 when they discovered that tens of millions of voter data, think of that, tens of millions of voters' data in 18 states have been bought, stolen, or hacked by China. Yet those responsible for sounding the alarm instead kept the information secret and hidden. They did not disclose to me as president or to anyone else, and to the best of our knowledge, they did not inform Congress. In fact, all they kept saying is, this is the most secure election in the history of our country. A standard, very pat line that was divvied out to say. The cover-up of this colossal security breach is even more disturbing in light of the additional information showing that China engaged in other election-related activities to undermine my first administration and our 2020 campaign. They did not want, and they just didn't want it. They fought like hell not to have it, Donald Trump, to win, and for good reason. As the documents we are releasing show, CIA reporting explicitly stated, and I quote, in mid-2018, the Chinese Communist Party's policy was to leverage all domestic and foreign elements that were opposed to the U.S. president in an effort to reduce the U.S. president's votes and make him resign or prevent his re-election. Isn't that nice? What we're doing. The documents cover 5 major areas of concern.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
All-party meeting convened by government concludes at Parliament House ahead of Parliament monsoon session. Government to take up key bills during monsoon session of Parliament, that is going to begin tomorrow. UCC bill to be introduced in Madhya Pradesh tomorrow. The state to replace personal laws governing marriage, divorce and family matters.
हंगामा करेगा तो राजनीतिक नुकसान होता ही है, क्योंकि लोग चाहते हैं कि चर्चा हो। लेकिन आज का मीटिंग अच्छा हुआ, अच्छा माहौल में मीटिंग हुआ और मैं फिर से सब पॉलिटिकल पार्टी के नेताओं को धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ। देखिए वो बॉयकॉट थोड़े समय के लिए किया है, औपचारिक था, मैं बुरा नहीं मानता हूँ, उनको अपना मत रखने का अधिकार है। लेकिन एनसीपीआई 20 लोकसभा सांसदों ने हस्ताक्षर करके लोकसभा स्पीकर के पास नए पार्टी में ज्वाइन करने का और संसद में अलग से बैठने का व्यवस्था के लिए मांग किया हुआ है, और ये नियम के तहत है और ये स्पीकर साहब का कंसिडरेशन में है। जब ये स्पीकर साहब का कंसिडरेशन में है और 20 सांसद है, उसको हम वंचित कैसे कर सकते हैं? लोकसभा सबका है, तो इतना 20 सांसदों को हम नहीं बुलाएंगे, ये कैसे हो सकता है? रिकॉग्नाइज करना नहीं करना ये एक प्रक्रिया है। लोकसभा स्पीकर का सेक्रेटरीट से जो होगा उसको मैं अभी कुछ टिप्पणी नहीं कर रहा हूँ। सरकार का ड्यूटी है कि सब पार्टी को और सर्वसम्मति से अगर सब एक साथ आ जाए तो हम तो चाहेंगे, तो उसके लिए सबको तो बुलाना पड़ेगा। मैं किसी को कैसे नहीं बुलाऊंगा, क्योंकि उनके मेंबर जब है और उनके मांग है, तो हम तो अपने ओर से कोई अलग से किसी को बुला नहीं रहे ना, वो तो लोकसभा के सदस्य हैं, 20 लोग हैं, तो उसको तो बुलाना पड़ेगा।
किरण सर, डीलिमिटेशन बिल हालांकि अभी तक आधिकारिक तौर पे एजेंडे में नहीं है, लेकिन अगर लाया जाता है तो आपको भरोसा है कि और पार्टियों का समर्थन आपको हासिल होगा 2/3 बहुमत?
देखिए, फिलहाल हमने 8 बिल्स का सूची बुलेटिन के माध्यम से सूचना दिया गया है। लोकसभा राज्यसभा सेक्रेटरीट से बुलेटिन निकाल करके दिया गया है। इस 8 जो बिजनेस है, बिल्स है, इसके अतिरिक्त कोई भी अगर हम बिल लाते हैं तो हम फिर बीएससी में इसका चर्चा करेंगे, हम बताएंगे, हम अपोजिशन पार्टी सबको बता करके बिल लाएंगे। अभी हम 8 बिल और बाकी महत्वपूर्ण जो सवाल होते हैं या वहाँ स्पेशल मेंशन होते हैं, 0 आवर में होते हैं, वो तो होते ही रहते हैं। हर संसद सत्र में हर मेंबर का अपना बात रखने का अधिकार है, लेकिन सरकार के बिजनेस के बारे में हमने जो सूची जारी किया है उसका अतिरिक्त और भी अगर आएंगे तो मैं बता दूंगा उसके लिए।
पूछना चाहूंगा कि डिलिमिटेशन बिल डज द गवर्नमेंट हैव
नहीं,
इंटेंशन
अभी मैं अलग से आई कैन नॉट टॉक अबाउट एनी अदर बिल्स which are not mentioned in the 8 bills which we have circulated through bulletin. So it is premature to talk about any other business. If there are additional business to be tabled in the House, we will inform the Business Advisory Committee. We will not surprise them. We will inform and we will follow the norms, procedures, the rules, and then we'll introduce. Right now, I have informed the members and to you that the bulletin which we have released through 2 secretariat, that is the business in hand.
The demand from Samajwadi Party and Congress is that there should be discussion on these, there should be discussion.
There are various demands by various political parties for discussion. We have said that let Parliament function smoothly. Exactly what are the issues to be discussed, that has to be decided in the Business Advisory Committee.
Kiranji, there's a demand by the Congress especially for an all-party meeting. Are you open to that?
Congress has written the letter earlier also. They have written letter now also. It is the right of the Congress party and any other political party to make demand and request. And government will definitely take the steps whatever is necessary, but we can't force each other. It's not my way or highway. It's like consultation. And if Congress party wants something, they can say in the House also, they can say outside also, but you can't force that a certain step has to be taken as per the demand of the principal opposition party. They cannot force, that's all.
Sir, some opposition parties have raised this issue that you have invited Sudipta, an NCPI leader, when the speaker is yet to recognize the party.
No, I have already answered that.
Sir,
It is not about recognition. I have no right to recognize political parties. Government has the right to call all the members, especially all the floor leaders. Since they are forming a separate block, Speaker Sabha has given them the space to sit separately in the House. So by that virtue, the government will have to invite the leaders of those separate blocks.
The opposition said it was an all-party meeting. NCPI is not a recognized party.
All party means those parties who have the members in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. If there is a big block, they want to sit separately. Speaker Sahab is taking cognizance of their demand. They have been given space in the House. How can government deny their attendance in the all-party floor leaders meeting? डिमांड बहुत है, एक करके चर्चा नहीं करना है, बहुत डिमांड है, बहुत पॉइंट है। इतना बड़ा देश में मुद्दे भी कई होते हैं, एक मुद्दा से तो देश नहीं चलता है, कई मुद्दे होते हैं, लेकिन मुद्दे को अपना बात रखने का अधिकार है, लेकिन जबरदस्ती ये ही चर्चा करना है, बाकी नहीं करना, ऐसा तो कह नहीं सकता है कोई। धन्यवाद।
All right, viewers, that was Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiren Rijiju, in fact, giving us details as the all-party meeting, which was called up by the government ahead of the monsoon session, has now concluded after 3 hours. The Parliamentary Affairs Minister said that the government of the day wants discussion, and while also urging the opposition to not involve, in fact, in a disruption during the parliamentary proceedings. He also goes on to mention that 8 crucial bills will be introduced during this session, which have already been listed. He also says that in case there's some other bill which will be introduced during the monsoon session, a prior discussion will take place on that. In fact, the viewers' reactions are also pouring in from the opposition, a faction who staged a symbolic walkout during the all-party meet. Let's take a listen.
देखिए, जिस तरह संविधान को अवहेलना करके टीएमसी के साथ जो कुछ हुआ है, आम आदमी पार्टी के साथ और शिवसेना के साथ, उनके समर्थन में संविधान की रक्षा के लिए कांग्रेस ने भी वॉकआउट किया। अभी पेंडिंग है, डिसीजन हुआ नहीं। हाउ दे कैन डू मैंने तीनों नाम दिए। डिसीजन इज पेंडिंग। बिना डिसीजन लिए फोरकास्ट कर देना पूरी तरह संविधान के खिलाफ।
The Speaker has become an instrument for the acquisition, merger, takeover of the ruling party. Nothing more, nothing less. There is nothing called an independent custodian of the Parliament or Lok Sabha. Speaker has become a tool in the hands of the ruling party for its acquisition ambitions.
कल रात तक वो लोग का पार्टी रिकॉग्नाइज नहीं किया गया स्पीकर के, तो हम इसको खिलाफ है।
इसको प्रोटेस्ट कैसे करेंगे आप लोग?
मीटिंग से पहले क्यों आपको बोलेंगे, मीटिंग में देखेंगे।
And now, during the all-party meeting, the DMK, in fact, opposed any delimitation exercise that could adversely affect the southern states. It said that it would not accept such a move by the government of the day, while also adding that the centre, in fact, has not presented a clear roadmap on delimitation while seeking greater clarity on this. So, we're looking at a DMK reaction coming in right ahead of the monsoon session of Parliament on delimitation. Now, remember, viewers, earlier when there was a bill introduced on delimitation, this special session of the Parliament, it was blocked by opposition. And right now, DMK again seeking for more clarity by government on the delimitation exercise, while saying that such a move should not affect southern states adversely.
Say may implies may not also. So let us wait till the meeting is over, and only after coming to know what the government stand is, what are the bills they are to take up, we will of course come and tell you what will be our stand. We have everything, nothing is concealed, everything will be very transparent. So let us see what the government is aiming at, and we'll see.
Sir, how do you see the other issues like Ram Mandir?
All those issues will be raised in the Parliament.
NEET.
Now that very NEET, of course, Tamil Nadu was the first state which opposed, and DMK pioneered that issue. That will not at all suit for the students. So we are very strong in that. And what has happened? A person wants to. He was fasting for more than 20 years. The government didn't even care about it, the health and life of a person. This is the attitude of this government.
All right, here's now shifting focus. Madhya Pradesh Cabinet has now approved the draft UCC bill, paving the way for its introduction in the State Assembly during the monsoon session. In fact, the monsoon session of the Assembly also begins tomorrow, so this is when we are expecting the bill to be tabled in the Assembly. Chief Minister Mohan Yadav described the decision as a major milestone, saying that the proposed law reflects the principles of equality embedded in Indian culture and values. So a stronger statement coming in from the Chief Minister, in fact, Mohan Yadav, who says that the bill reflects the qualities of equality embedded in Indian culture, and the bill is now all set to be introduced in Madhya Pradesh Assembly tomorrow. So Madhya Pradesh also inching closer to implementing a UCC across the state. Let's in fact take a listen to what the Chief Minister has said on this.
आज मध्य प्रदेश समान नागरिक संहिता 2026 के विधेयक का अनुमोदन कैबिनेट के माध्यम से हुआ है और ये मध्य प्रदेश निरसन विधेयक 2026 का अनुमोदन हमारे लिए राज्य के अंदर क्या राम क्या रहीम सबकी बराबरी का मौका देने वाला एक बड़ा नियम लग रहा है, जिसके कारण से हमने अपनी इस अधिनियम को लागू करने के पहले वैसे तो विधानसभा में एक्ट पारित हो जाता, लेकिन आम जनता से जुड़ कर के बातें पहुंचाने के लिए लगभग 2 महीने पहले हमने अपनी समान नागरिक संहिता की लेकर के माननीय सुप्रीम कोर्ट की पूर्व न्यायाधीश रंजना देसाई जी की अध्यक्षता में कमेटी का गठन किया। कमेटी के गठन के माध्यम से हमने अपने 51 जिलों में जन परामर्श बैठकें संपन्न की। 10 संभाग में वो बैठकें हुई और भोपाल में भी राज्य स्तरीय परामर्श हुआ, रिपोर्ट सबमिट हुई और जानकारी आई। तो उस जानकारी के रिकॉर्ड में एवरेज 80% से ज़्यादा मुस्लिम बहनों ने इस नियम को लागू करने के लिए पक्ष में बात कही। ये भी हमारे लिए उल्लेखनीय है कि रिकॉर्डेड आंकड़ा 76% का है, लेकिन एवरेज 80% मुस्लिम बहनों ने कहा कि एक समान कानून लगना चाहिए और 40% मुस्लिम भाइयों ने भी कहा है। नामजद भी आकर के बैठकों में इस बात को कोट किया कि ये हमारे लिए कानून लगना चाहिए। कई लोगों ने उनसे प्रश्न भी किया कि आप इस पे समर्थन कैसे दे रहे हैं, तो उनने खुलकर कहा कि हमारी भी माताएं बहनें हैं, हमारे लिए भी हमारी बहनों की ज़िंदगी को, अगर हिंदू भाई बहनों की बहन की ज़िंदगी इस एक्ट से सुरक्षित होती है तो मुस्लिम भाई बहनों की बेटियों के साथ क्यों अन्याय होना चाहिए। 70 साल के इतिहास में ये युगांतकारी क्षण है जिसकी साक्षी 8.5 करोड़ जनता बन रही है, जब हम मध्य प्रदेश की धरती पर समान अधिकार, समान अवसर, समान नागरिक, समान न्याय के स्वर्णिम चतुर्भुज के उदय की तरफ बढ़ रहे हैं। सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास, सबका प्रयास, ये जो बात है, ये मंत्र है, ये ही इसकी पहली शर्त है कि समाज में बिना किसी भेदभाव के सबको अपना अधिकार मिले और कानून सभी के लिए बराबर रहे। मुझे इस बात की प्रसन्नता है, जब परमात्मा और प्रकृति इंसानों के बीच भेद नहीं करती है तो ये भेद करने का अधिकार आखिर आया कहाँ से?
All right, viewers, coming up on the other side, at least 11 people have now been killed and several others are missing as the torrential rains trigger landslides and flash floods in the twin border districts of Poonch and Rajouri in Jammu and Kashmir. Getting you all the updates on that on the other side. Stay tuned.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और फरसान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
QSMTHE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मम्मा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरी राजा, सबका राजा आरती और मसाला।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े, चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
Tens of millions of voter data. Think of that. Tens of millions of voters' data in 18 states have been bought, stolen, or hacked by China. In mid-2018, the Chinese Communist Party's policy was to leverage all domestic and foreign elements that were opposed to the U.S. president in an effort to reduce the U.S. president's votes and make him resign or prevent his re-election. The People's Republic of China carried out what is believed to be the largest compromise of election data. U.S. spy agencies began learning about the compromise of voter registration files in 2020 when they discovered that tens of millions of voter data, think of that, tens of millions of voters' data in 18 states have been bought, stolen, or hacked by China. Yet those responsible for sounding the alarm instead kept the information secret and hidden. They did not disclose to me as president or to...
This weekend on Echo Drive, it's the made in India version of the Mini Countryman, adding some spunk to the premium compact space. And we've driven it.
This car is meant to have a different driving character, not for its engine, but just its overall dynamics, the whole Govt feel.
Bringing a dash of spice to the scrambler segment is homegrown brand Yazdi.
Welcome to Echo Drive. I'm Siddharth Panayak Patankar. As always, lots of action coming your way, and over the next few minutes, we will keep you pretty much glued to your seats. For starters, I can tell you that this bike, our first look at the Scrambler from Yazdi, that's coming up also in a few minutes. But I'll start with the Mini Countryman C. Yes, this is the new locally assembled and therefore really juicily priced Mini Countryman. It is a nice starting point for that compact premium SUV space. And there's a fair amount that Mini has packed into this product as well. A white Mini, should that be illegal? I mean, think about it. Usually every Mini you see is nice and colorful. So, well, at least that's my opinion. The guys in marketing say that this color, well, you need it for India. So, I'm not in sales and marketing, right? Just doesn't work for me. Having said that, I'm not here to tell you about the color. This is the new petrol version of the Mini Countryman. I'm here to tell you everything else. The Mini Countryman has been around since 2013 in India, right from its first generation. A lot has changed on the car. It has grown consistently across generations, but has retained its mini looks and appeal. And it's priced at 47,50,000 rupees, undercutting the rivals by 3 lakhs. So this is the third generation of the Countryman, right? And we've already got it in the market in the form of its electric avatar, the Countryman E. So when you look at the car, it's pretty much the same to look at. The largest ever Countryman, yes, that's the third generation. A few styling tweaks that you see, the way the contouring is done on the metal, the two-tone. Now, that's where the limitations start, because the petrol, the C, has been brought in as a locally assembled version. So there are certain constraints there in terms of how many options you can give. So 5 color options as opposed to a lot more on the electric, because that's a direct import. And then again, like I said, everything that you see here is pretty much standard. It's one trim only. So whether it is the black roof and black mirrors, or what they call vibrant silver here on the trim here for the grille, the bumper, the logo, even the alloy wheel pattern, all of that you cannot customize. But you know what? There's still enough here that qualifies for the Mini Fun quotient. You can get things like the stripes on the hood or decals for the mirrors. I am a bit surprised Mini India isn't offering loads of more cool personalization options, given the attractive pricing on the Countryman C, and given that it is one variant only out of the factory. On the inside, you see the same cabin pretty much as the favored trim on the electric Countryman. Brown 4 leather seats, projected ambient lighting, Harman Kardon sound system, pop-up style head-up display, that very cool near 10-inch round touchscreen, and the quirky retro style switches and buttons. The knitted textile dashboard is one of the cabin's standout features. It brings texture and warmth that's rare in this segment. moving away from the usual sea of plastics, and its shades go from a blue in the front, a mix on the front doors, to a terracotta brown at the rear. At the back, the space is surprising, though not generous, but it bests the feeling of space in this segment over the Mercedes-Benz GLA and even the BMW X1. It's only the electric iX1 that has the long wheelbase so far. Even under-thigh support is not bad, though you can't spread out or generously cross your legs. Now, this 1.5 litre is a bit of a revelation. It's been surprisingly fun in some of its other applications across BMW's compact range, right? So, no different here. Now, this car is meant to have a different driving character, not for its engine, but just its overall dynamics. The whole go-kart feel? Well, I'll tell you what, it does live up to most of that. Despite its tall ground clearance and ride height, the car does fairly well and handles really nicely. I have to say, the electric Countryman drives better and feels more planted, but the petrol has more of an exaggerated go-kart feel. That engine is a gem and does not have a 3-cylinder feel. Now, the drive modes are called experiences on Minis. Let's go to the fun one, go-kart mode. One quick thing that does take some getting used to, but doesn't take as long as you'd fear. The fact that there's no instrument cluster and that everything's happening on this round screen here can be disconcerting, but luckily the standard kit also includes the head-up display. And so, while you're seeing all the relevant information there, you don't miss not having the regular traditional instruments in front of you. The go-kart mode is the most fun. It's basically sport mode, but the car is pretty responsive in its green or eco mode as well. One well-loaded all-in trim with things like level 1 ADAS, connectivity, lots of tech and cool quirky design, all of that thrown in at 47.5 lakh rupees. Now, that's not for everyone, but in this segment, that's a juicy price. It is a car worth considering. It's one that you hadn't really thought about, right? So now, maybe it's time to give even Mini a little bit of a consideration because it's a brand that hasn't yet seen its really big moment in India. Could 2026 be that moment? And could it be because of this locally made Countryman C SUV? It definitely is a comprehensive package, one that may surprise you and should sell if Mini markets it properly for once. Because even with optional accessories, you'd still come in under 50 lakhs ex-showroom. In the current inflated car price scenario, that's good value. So quite the red-hot Countryman from Mini, looking really compelling. Would you buy that car? Tell me, DM me on Instagram. I'd love to hear from you. Now, as promised, we go to the Scrambler from Yazdi. Now, this is a new entrant as far as the Scrambler space, which is also starting to look pretty hot, is concerned. And I think there's a lot of promise on this bike that Yazdi first offered when it was shown to us. Now we've had our chance to actually take it out on the road and give it a comprehensive test. Samir Contractor rode the bike and has the review.
Yazdi made a comeback in 2022 with 3 motorcycles, the Roadster, the Adventure and the Scrambler. While this was definitely the most fun of the 3, it was also the most flawed. The good thing is, after the Roadster and Adventure, Yazdi has finally updated the Scrambler with comprehensive changes. It gets a new engine, an updated chassis and a whole lot of other upgrades to make it a better motorcycle. So, does the Scramble gamble pay off? The Yazdi Scrambler remains distinctly yellow, but the bodywork has seen an extensive revision. The fuel tank shape is identical to the one on the new Yazdi Roadster, while the side panels now feature the racing style number boards. Yazdi has also updated the engine casing for a nicer look. Another big change is the weight. That's gone down by 10 kilos over the older version, and it's now a single exhaust setup that's centrally rooted to make it not only thermally more efficient, but lighter as well. The Yazdi Scrambler is now powered by a 334cc single-cylinder liquid-cooled engine. It is called Qatar, inspired by the sharp Indian knife, and promises to function in the same way. The NVH levels have massively improved, and the motor is a lot more refined. It's also thermally more efficient and manages heat better. The throttle calibration is much better, not very crisp, but definitely a lot better than the older version. and performance in terms of low end and mid range is excellent. I think the mid range is where this engine really comes to life, and right up to 5,500 to 6,000 RPM is where you find most of the power coming in. The suspension setup has been revised with new spring rates and damping. The bike feels a lot more composed over broken roads and potholes, especially at lower speeds. The suspension settles decently at moderate speeds. Braking performance is on par with the motorcycle. The bite at the lever is decent, if not the sharpest. You also get the right amount of electronic aids, be it dual channel ABS, 3 riding modes with traction control, all of that work very effortlessly. If you're starting out with an off-road journey or want something a little more versatile, this is a motorcycle that finds its own niche, and I think that will work for the brand.
That is all I have for you today, but you have to react to everything I showed you. The new bike from Yazdi or even that Countryman from Mini. Is it compelling value? I'd love to know what you think. You can also tell me what you'd like to see from us here on Acco Drive. There are many ways to reach me. You can see that on your screen. And don't forget to tune in to the show next week. With that, I'm going to say goodbye. Please wear your helmets. Please wear your seatbelts.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला डिलीशियस हेल्दी एवरीडे
प्यास बुझाए ठंडक लाए सबको भाए जीरा से MTH का जलजीरा जीरा से
जीरा सिप असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
MTH
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
The Indus Water Treaty itself needs to be renegotiated. It is a highly unequal treaty. India was pressurized to sign under American pressure, but I am afraid if you open this raw wound, then you are asking for deep, deep trouble. Operation Sindoor was just a trailer. After the mass casualty terror strike in Pahalgam, as part of a deterrent action, as part of punitive measures, India had held the Indus Water.
The top headlines: all party meeting convened by government concludes at Parliament House and ex-head of Parliament Monsoon Session. Government to take up key bills during Monsoon Session of Parliament that is going to be held from tomorrow. UCC bill to be introduced in Madhya Pradesh tomorrow, the state to replace personal laws governing marriage, divorce and family matters. Flash floods wreak havoc in Rajya, Poonch. At least 11 people killed in the floods. Officials advise residents to remain alert. Amit Shah chairs meet with state officials to discuss the law and order situation in West Bengal. PV Sindhu scripts history, beats Yamaguchi after 4 years to become first Indian woman to win Japan Open. Viewers, we begin with a major focus story of the day. All party meet chaired by Union Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiren Rijiju concludes ahead of the monsoon session of the Parliament. Earlier, immediately after the meeting started, opposition had staged a symbolic walkout over the invitation of NCPI to the all party meet, and they have since rejoined the party and the meeting has been concluded. And let's take a listen to the party meeting after it concluded from the statement of Kiren Rijiju as well.
पॉलिटिकल पार्टी का फ्लोर लीडर्स ने ऑल पार्टी मीटिंग में अटेंड किया है और सब ने अपना मत रखा है। हमने शुरू से अपील किया रक्षा मंत्री आदरणीय राजनाथ सिंह जी ने शुरुआत में अपील किया कि मानसून सत्र ऐसे समय में चल रहा है कि पश्चिम एशिया में भी लड़ाई चल रही है और बाकी गतिविधि है, तो उसका प्रभाव जो है भारत को भी होता है। तो ऐसे समय में सारे पॉलिटिकल पार्टी एकजुट होकर के देश के लिए अच्छा बात रखें और देश के लिए एकजुट होकर के हम काम करें, ये अपील किया। बहुत सा पॉलिटिकल पार्टी ने अपना पॉइंट को रखा है, हमने सुना है, नोट किया है, कई सुझाव आए, हमने सुझाव को नोट किया है। ऐसा ऑल पार्टी मीटिंग में अलग अलग मत तो होता ही है और संसदीय लोकतंत्र में सब पार्टी को अपने बात बोलने का पूरा आज़ादी है। हमने सुना है, हम सिर्फ इतना ही ऑल पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज़ के नेताओं को आग्रह करता हूं कि उनके पॉइंट को हमने नोट किया है और इस संसद सत्र में जो बिल्स सरकार लेके आएंगे उसको सार्थक चर्चा के द्वारा सब सहयोग करें, अपना मत रखें और पारित करें। क्योंकि आपने देखा होगा पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज, कोई भी राजनीतिक दल अगर विषय पे चर्चा नहीं करते हैं, सिर्फ नारेबाजी करते हैं, तो राजनीतिक नुकसान होता है। ये सब ने देखा है, ये एक पार्टी का सवाल नहीं है। कोई भी राजनीतिक दल अगर चर्चा से दूर रह करके हंगामा करता है, उससे राजनीतिक लाभ नहीं मिलता है, ये प्रूव हो चुका है। इसलिए सब पार्टिसिपेट करें, चर्चा में सब भाग लें। और जो छोटे छोटे पार्टी के सदस्य हैं, उन्होंने मांग किया है कि उनको बोलने का ज़्यादा समय दिया जाए। तो हमने कहा, अभी आपके माध्यम से हम कह रहे हैं कि अगर संसद सत्र अच्छा से चलेगा तो सबको बोलने का मौका मिलेगा, अगर हंगामा करेगा तो फिर बोलने का मौका नहीं मिलेगा। फिर बाद में सरकार को ये नहीं कहना है कि कम चर्चा करके पारित किया है या हल्ला गुल्ला में पारित किया है। ऐसा भारत सरकार को इल्ज़ाम नहीं लगाना चाहिए, क्योंकि सरकार तो चाहते हैं कि चर्चा हो और बिल को अच्छी तरह से परखते हुए सब देखें और फिर पारित करें। देश के लोग ये चाहते हैं कि पार्लियामेंट चले, और पार्लियामेंट नहीं चलेगा तो ये लोकतंत्र के लिए अच्छी बात नहीं है। हमने पूरा ध्यान से सबका बात सुना है और कल जब हम मानसून सत्र के लिए मिलेंगे, कई मुद्दे लेके आएंगे अपोजिशन पार्टी, लेकिन मेरा आग्रह है कि बाधित ना करें, अपना बात रखें जरूर, मगर संसद को बंद करने के लिए कोई ऐसा हरकत ना करे जिससे संसद का गरिमा को चोट पहुंचेगा और अपने पार्टी को भी नुकसान होगा। ज़्यादा हंगामा करेगा तो राजनीतिक नुकसान होता ही है, क्योंकि लोग चाहते हैं कि चर्चा हो। लेकिन आज का मीटिंग अच्छा हुआ, अच्छा माहौल में मीटिंग हुआ और मैं फिर से सब पॉलिटिकल पार्टी के नेताओं को धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ। देखिए, वो बॉयकॉट थोड़े समय के लिए किया है, औपचारिक था, मैं बुरा नहीं मानता हूँ, उनको अपना मत रखने का अधिकार है। लेकिन एनसीपीआई 20 लोकसभा सांसदों ने हस्ताक्षर करके लोकसभा स्पीकर के पास नए पार्टी में ज्वाइन करने का और संसद में अलग से बैठने का व्यवस्था के लिए मांग किया हुआ है, और ये नियम के तहत है और ये स्पीकर साहब का कंसिडरेशन में है। जब ये स्पीकर साहब का कंसिडरेशन में है और 20 सांसद है, उसको हम वंचित कैसे कर सकते हैं? लोकसभा सबका है, तो इतना 20 सांसदों को हम नहीं बुलाएंगे, ये कैसे हो सकता है? रिकॉग्नाइज करना नहीं करना ये एक प्रक्रिया है। लोकसभा स्पीकर का सेक्रेटरिएट से जो होगा उसको मैं अभी कुछ टिप्पणी नहीं कर रहा हूँ। सरकार का ड्यूटी है कि सब पार्टी को और सर्वसम्मति से अगर सब एक साथ आ जाए तो हम तो चाहेंगे, तो उसके लिए सबको तो बुलाना पड़ेगा। मैं किसी को कैसे नहीं बुलाऊंगा, क्योंकि उनके मेंबर जब है और उनके मांग है, तो हम तो अपने ओर से कोई अलग से किसी को बुला नहीं रहे ना, वो तो लोकसभा के सदस्य हैं, 20 लोग हैं, तो उसको तो बुलाना पड़ेगा।
किरण सर, डीलिमिटेशन बिल हालांकि अभी तक आधिकारिक तौर पे एजेंडे में नहीं है, लेकिन अगर लाया जाता है तो आपको भरोसा है कि और पार्टियों का समर्थन आपको हासिल होगा 2/3 बहुमत?
देखिए, फिलहाल हमने 8 बिल्स का सूची बुलेटिन के माध्यम से सूचना दिया गया है। लोकसभा राज्यसभा सेक्रेटरीट से बुलेटिन निकाल करके दिया गया है। इस 8 जो बिजनेस है, बिल्स है, इसके अतिरिक्त कोई भी अगर हम बिल लाते हैं तो हम फिर बीएससी में इसका चर्चा करेंगे, हम बताएंगे, हम अपोजिशन पार्टी सबको बता करके बिल लाएंगे। अभी हम 8 बिल और बाकी महत्वपूर्ण जो सवाल होते हैं या वहाँ स्पेशल मेंशन होते हैं, 0 आवर में होते हैं, वो तो होते ही रहते हैं। हर संसद सत्र में हर मेंबर का अपना बात रखने का अधिकार है, लेकिन सरकार के बिजनेस के बारे में हमने जो सूची जारी किया है उसका अतिरिक्त और भी अगर आएंगे तो मैं बता दूंगा उसके।
And now viewers, shifting focus to a major flash flood that happened. At least 11 people have died in the flash flood in Rajya flood, and several others also missing as torrential rains triggered landslides and flash floods in the twin border districts of Poonch and Rajuri in Jammu and Kashmir on Sunday. It prompted a multi-agency rescue operation as well. Now, Republic is on the ground reporting on this flash flood tragedy in Jammu and Kashmir and also spoke to the DIGRD range on this regard. Let's take a listen to that.
रजौरी में जो है ये एक लेडी जो है पिंकी देवी बाहर की है, वो भी निकाल दी थी हमने बाहर, लेकिन उसको शायद कुछ सामान बच गया होगा, पीछे रह गया होगा, तो अचानक वो अकेले में पीछे वापस चली गई और पानी में जद में आके उसकी डेथ हुई वहाँ पे। और ऐसे ही आपको पता है कि पुंछ में भी 10 लोगों शायद जो जाने चली गई, कीमती जाने चली गई हैं। पुलिस जो है रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन पे रजौरी और पुंछ पे लगी हुई है। हम आवाम के साथ हैं और हम आवाम को यही अपील करते हैं कि मौसम विभाग की प्रेडिक्शन जो है अगले 5-6 दिन के लिए फिर यही है कि कभी भी क्लाउड बर्स्ट हो सकता है, बाढ़ आ सकती है। तो यही रिक्वेस्ट करेंगे सब, हमारी पुलिस जो है जम्मू और इसकी पुंछ और रजौरी की लोगों को ये रिक्वेस्ट करेंगे कि वो पानी के जो दरिया हैं या नाले हैं उनके नज़दीक ना जाएं, और अगर कोई वहाँ रहता भी है वहाँ से वो दूर चले जाएं।
हमने देखा कि पुलिस ने काफ़ी बड़े रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशंस भी किए हैं और नौशहरा में जाने बचाई गई, वहाँ पर लोगों को साइड किया जा रहा है। कोशिश हर एक जगह यही है कि जो लो लाइंग एरियाज़ हैं वो इवैक्यूएट करवा लिए जाएँ जल्द से जल्द।
हाँ बिल्कुल, हमारी यही कोशिश है। पुलिस इस काम पे लगी हुई, एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन इस काम पे लगी हुई है। तो जैसे आपने बताया, आपको पता है इस चीज़ के कि पुलिस हर जगह में मौजूद है, और जहाँ पे भी अगर कोई लोग फंसे हुए हैं उनको रेस्क्यू कर रहे हैं, और जो सेफ जगह में भी हैं, मतलब जो अभी जो पानी की जद में नहीं आए हैं लेकिन लो लेवल एरियाज़ हैं, उनको भी हम रिक्वेस्ट करें लोगों को वहाँ से हट जाएँ, वो कुछ भी हो सकता है।
I'm also joined by my colleague Gursimran, who have more information in this. Gursimran, we have just heard to you speaking to the DIGRP range in this regard, and of them telling that there's a rescue operation being carried out. Now, we are getting reports that 6 people are still missing. So we would like a status report on how that rescue operation is going on and what's the status of the flood currently.
See, if you speak of the present situation, 6 people are still missing, 11 have lost their life, and right now we are reporting from the Surankot area. Here the large-scale damage has been reported. The debris have gone inside the houses of the people. 6 people are still missing in the different areas of the Poonch Baflias, and here you will see the extent of damage that has been reported here. Here we are actually unable to step out because this is one of these establishments that have completely been damaged. We'll try to speak to the people also. मुझे बताइए क्या हुआ था
सुबह जब आए तो पूरा रात को स्लाइडिंग आया, पूरा जो भी है उससे पूरा दुकान के अंदर पानी चला गया।
सभी दुकानों
सब दुकान के अंदर जितना भी है सब सामान खत्म हो गया। आपके सामने की बात है सर, देखो।
Now they are trying to actually get whatsoever is left of. That is a tailor shop there. I'll try if I could walk there. Here you will see that these debris are all. This is such a situation that we even have to walk like this so that we can reach out to them and speak. आप मुझे ये बताइए क्या हालात क्या थे, मतलब हुआ क्या?
हालात ये हुए तो रात को पूरा स्लाइड आया, बर्बाद कर दिया हमें।
यहाँ पे तो मतलब घुटनों तक पहुँच गया।
पहले तो मैंने ये साफ कराया था, अंदर से निकाला ये अंदर बहुत माल है अंदर।
पूरे इलाके में यही हालात है?
हाँ पूरे इलाके में ये हालात हैं, पूरे स्लाइड हैं, घरों में भी
11 लोग मर।
हाँ बहुत मरे जनाब।
और हमारे कपड़े तागा जो था कागज पत्र खत्म हो गया,
सब खत्म हो। Okay, so this is the situation that the people, they are now completely trapped in the mudslides that have taken place, and here you will see that even as we are walking inside, it is that feet long higher up, and here you will see that the officials, they are also coming. It is the Deputy Inspector General also of the Rajouri Poonch Police who is also here, and this is a large scale damage that has been reported in the area. So all the senior officials, they are also here reviewing the situation. Reason being that there has been a large scale damage that has been reported. The senior officials, they are also here. So they are reviewing the situation, moving from one corner to another corner. From here, this is the actually place from where the debris came down. So from here, early this morning, the debris came with a flush of water, because this was the place from where the debris came. And all of a sudden, these all debris completely went on to these areas where the people had their shops. This highway has been resumed a short while back only, and then everything went into gorge. There are hundreds of vehicles that have completely been washed away in the twin districts of Rajouri and Poonch. So this is the extent of the damage that has been reported, and now the locals, what they are trying to ensure that whatever they can get out from here, they are will try to speak to this lady also. माता जी, आप सुबह से लगे हैं यहाँ पे सामान बचाने के लिए, कुछ बचा भी है कि नहीं?
कुछ नहीं, ये देखो ना, ये क्या है, देना बचा कुछ है, सब सामान खराब हो गया।
कितने का सामान होगा?
गरीब आदमी क्या करेंगे? दे बूढ़ा आदमी है, ये कहाँ से कमाएगा, कहाँ से लाएगा?
कितने का सामान होगा?
5-6-7 लाख का सामान था, किराना भी और बजाजी भी है ना।
So you can hear that what is the situation, that we went in for a minute and it was difficult to stand there. These people have been in the debris for last couple of hours, starting 7 in the morning they came, and it was all like this. Now they are trying to fetch whatever they can, but the situation is really grim here in Rajouri and Poonch. Yes.
Right, thank you so much for all of those updates, Gursimran. Indeed, a very tragedy that's been taken place across Jammu and Kashmir due to the flash floods, and we're getting reports that 6 people are still missing while rescue operations are being carried out at the moment. And viewers, we will shift focus to another story that's coming in where a major pride, a moment of pride for the country as well. 2-time Olympic medalist PV Sindhu defeated home favorite Akane Yamaguchi in straight games to win her maiden Japan Open title and the first Super 750 crown in Tokyo today. The 31-year-old became the first Indian to win the Japan Open after beating the 3-time world champion Yamaguchi. This is in fact a very big moment of pride as PV Sindhu has defeated Akane Yamaguchi in straight sets to lift the maiden Japan Open title by PV Sindhu, 2-time Olympic medalist and the first Indian to lift the Japan Open title by defeating the home favorite and 3-time winner Yamaguchi. Right, we are also joined from the digital newsroom by our sports editor. Ankit joins us to give us more information on this. Ankit, this is in fact again a big moment of pride for Indians. This is the first time an Indian has lifted the Japan Open title and by none other than PV Sindhu by defeating the home favorite Yamaguchi, who has been a 3-time world champion. And it looks like this is again a glass-shattering moment for India as well.
So yes, you see, in that sense, it's a historic Sunday for India with PV Sindhu winning the crown, which was eluding her for quite a long time. This is actually a big crown. This is Sindhu's biggest crown in 6 years. So there has been a lean patch. There is no denying that. But heading into the final, she had a stupendous week heading into the summit clash against Yamaguchi. Yamaguchi is no pushover, and she also had the local support behind her. But of course, Sindhu had the edge, having beaten her 7 times in their last 10 encounters. So in that sense, Sindhu of course had the edge over her. And what this win does is, this gives her the right kind of confidence, puts her in the right headspace just ahead of another world championship that takes place next month in Delhi. So yes, PV Sindhu will be vying for a record 6 title in the world championship, and of course it's happening in Delhi, and a win of this magnitude will help her spirits and will give her the right kind of confidence heading into that. So yes, over to you.
Right. Thank you so much for joining us on this broadcast, Ankit. In fact, as you rightly mentioned, this is a very big moment for PV Sindhu, and as well give her the confidence to meet the other opens after this as well. And viewers, at this point, we will take a look at some of the top national headlines in our wraps. Women inmates at Raipur Central Jail are being trained to make pickles, now sold at the prison canteen and well received by visitors. The initiative equips them with practical skills and supports their livelihood after release. The Sri Mata Vaishno Devi Yatra remains suspended due to bad weather in Katra and the Trikutta Hills. Authorities are monitoring the situation and the pilgrimage will resume once conditions are safe. A wall collapse near Tirwai Naka in Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh, left one person dead and two others injured after the structure suddenly gave way. The injured were rescued from the debris and rushed to a hospital, while authorities have launched an investigation into the matter. Taking a short break now, and coming up after a very short break, Amit Shah chairs meet with state officials to discuss the law and order situation in West Bengal. Coming up next, stay tuned.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबां केसरी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ, स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मम्मा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरी राजा, मसाला।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े। चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
The Indus Water Treaty itself needs to be renegotiated. It is a highly unequal treaty. India was pressurized to sign under American pressure. But I am afraid if you open this raw wound, then you are asking for deep, deep trouble. Operation Sindoor was just a trailer. After the mass casualty terror strike in Pahalgam, as part of a deterrent action, as part of punitive measures, India had held the Indus Water Treaty in abeyance. Till such time as Pakistan expresses contrition, regret for its actions, and gives us proof positive that it will no longer engage in acts of mass terror, mass casualty terror strikes against India. Till date, it's almost well over a year since Operation Sindoor. Till date, we have not had a word of contrition, of regret, of turning a new leaf, of any assurance that Pakistan will not carry out any further terror strikes against India. To the contrary, absolutely to the contrary, what we are concerned about is the start of a new information warfare narrative by Pakistan's ISI in collusion with its American CIA partners, which is trying to create justification for another mass casualty Pakistani strike, this time possibly directed against the water resources of India. The Lashkar-e-Toiba, the Jaish-e-Mohammed have been carrying out training and rehearsal in the Mangala Dam for carrying out terror attacks through the water medium, whether it is to poison large reservoirs, whether it is to blow up dams or certain water infrastructure, that remains to be seen. But what Pakistan is orchestrating is a deliberate information warfare campaign, a narrative building exercise that India has stopped our waters and we are going to react. We cannot react militarily, it could lead to nuclear war, so our only means of reaction is via asymmetric warfare, terror attacks, mass casualty terror strikes against India. Pakistan is laying out its justification. The Republic television channel has shown you proof positive visual evidence of Harry Dar, American designated terrorist, also nicknamed engineer, who has been overseeing this water training in the Mangala reservoir and was heard openly mentioning the fact that in the year 2026 the world will witness mass casualty terror strikes against India's water infrastructure, because the justification is our water has been stopped. Firstly, the Indus Water Treaty itself needs to be renegotiated. Why? Because it is a highly unequal treaty that was India was pressurized to sign under American pressure in 1956. India signed it in the hope that Pakistan would bury the hatchet on Kashmir and live like a decent neighbor. Pakistan was given the waters of 4 rivers. Out of 7, 4 rivers which flew through Kashmir were given to Pakistan on the pretext that Kashmir belongs to Pakistan. Therefore, there is no question of water sharing. Priority rights go to Pakistan. This is utterly amazing. On what basis? This is, by its very definition, an unequal treaty.
Tens of millions of voter data. Think of that, tens of millions of voters' data in 18 states have been bought, stolen, or hacked by China. In mid-2018, the Chinese Communist Party's policy was to leverage all domestic and foreign elements that were opposed to the U.S. president in an effort to reduce the U.S. president's votes and make him resign or prevent his re-election. The People's Republic of China carried out what is believed to be the largest compromise of election data.
Coming up after a very short break, Amit Shah chairs meet with state officials to discuss the law and order situation in West Bengal.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी, एवरीडे।
हनी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी बार एकदम सॉलिड। चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े, चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता, उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ, 8 मिनट में तैयार। क्या टेस्ट है, सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
Tens of millions of voter data. Think of that. Tens of millions of voters' data in 18 states have been bought, stolen, or hacked by China. In mid-2018, the Chinese Communist Party's policy was to leverage all domestic and foreign elements that were opposed to the U.S. president in an effort to reduce the U.S. president's votes and make him resign or prevent his re-election. The People's Republic of China carried out what is believed to be the largest compromise of election data. U.S. spy agencies began learning about the compromise of voter registration files in 2020 when they discovered that tens of millions of voter data, think of that, tens of millions of voters' data in 18 states have been bought, stolen, or hacked by China. Yet those responsible for sounding the alarm instead kept the information secret and hidden. They did not disclose to me as president or to anyone else, and to the best of our knowledge, they did not inform Congress. In fact, all they kept saying is, this is the most secure election in the history of our country. A standard, very pat line that was divvied out to say. The cover-up of this colossal security breach is even more disturbing in light of the additional information showing that China engaged in other election-related activities to undermine my first administration and our 2020 campaign. They did not
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
All-party meeting convened by government concludes after 3 hours ahead of the monsoon session of the Parliament. Government to take up key bills during monsoon session of Parliament that is set to begin from tomorrow. UCC bill to be introduced in Madhya Pradesh tomorrow, the state to replace personal laws governing marriage, divorce and family matters. Flash floods wreak havoc in Rajouri and Poonch. At least 11 killed in floods. Officials advise residents to remain alert. Home Minister Amit Shah chairs meet with state officials to discuss law and order in West Bengal. PV Sindhu scripts history, beats Yamaguchi after 4 years to become first Indian to win Japan Open. Hello and welcome viewers, you're watching live and breaking on Republic TV with me, Ishita Mitra. Our top focus at the Sabha, Madhya Pradesh Cabinet has now approved a draft UCC bill, paving the way for its introduction in the State Assembly during the monsoon session beginning tomorrow, that's July 28th. Now, Chief Minister Mohan Yadav described the decision as a major milestone, saying the proposed law reflects the principles of equality embedded in Indian culture and values. So as the spree of UCC continues across the BJP-ruled state, now Madhya Pradesh in fact is inching closer to implementing a uniform civil code across the state, with the cabinet now approving the draft UCC bill, which is all set to be introduced in the assembly tomorrow as the monsoon session begins. Let's listen in as to what the Chief Minister has to say on this.
आज मध्य प्रदेश समान नागरिक संहिता 2026 के विधेयक का अनुमोदन कैबिनेट के माध्यम से हुआ है और ये मध्य प्रदेश निरसन विधेयक 2026 का अनुमोदन हमारे लिए राज्य के अंदर क्या राम क्या रहीम सबकी बराबरी का मौका देने वाला एक बड़ा नियम लग रहा है, जिसके कारण से हमने अपनी इस अधिनियम को लागू करने के पहले, वैसे तो विधानसभा में एक्ट पारित हो जाता, लेकिन आम जनता से जुड़ कर के बातें पहुंचाने के लिए लगभग 2 महीने पहले हमने अपनी समान नागरिक संहिता की लेकर के माननीय सुप्रीम कोर्ट की पूर्व न्यायाधीश रंजना देसाई जी की अध्यक्षता में कमेटी का गठन किया। कमेटी के गठन के माध्यम से हमने अपने 51 जिलों में जन परामर्श बैठकें संपन्न की। 10 संभाग में वो बैठकें हुई और भोपाल में भी राज्य स्तरीय परामर्श हुआ, रिपोर्ट सबमिट हुई और जानकारी आई। तो उस जानकारी के रिकॉर्ड में एवरेज 80% से ज़्यादा मुस्लिम बहनों ने इस नियम को लागू करने के लिए पक्ष में बात कही। ये भी हमारे लिए उल्लेखनीय है कि रिकॉर्डेड आंकड़ा 76% का है, लेकिन एवरेज 80% मुस्लिम बहनों ने कहा कि एक समान कानून लगना चाहिए और 40% मुस्लिम भाइयों ने भी कहा है। नामजद भी आकर के बैठकों में इस बात को कोट किया कि ये हमारे लिए कानून लगना चाहिए। कई लोगों ने उनसे प्रश्न भी किया कि आप इस पे समर्थन कैसे दे रहे हैं, तो उनने खुलकर कहा कि हमारी भी माताएं बहनें हैं, हमारे लिए भी हमारी बहनों की ज़िंदगी को, अगर हिंदू भाई बहनों की बहन की ज़िंदगी इस एक्ट से सुरक्षित होती है तो मुस्लिम भाई बहनों की बेटियों के साथ क्यों अन्याय होना चाहिए। 70 साल के इतिहास में ये युगांतकारी क्षण है जिसकी साक्षी 8.5 करोड़ जनता बन रही है, जब हम मध्य प्रदेश की धरती पर समान अधिकार, समान अवसर, समान नागरिक, समान न्याय के स्वर्णिम चतुर्भुज के उदय की तरफ बढ़ रहे हैं। सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास, सबका प्रयास, ये जो बात है, ये मंत्र है, ये ही इसकी पहली शर्त है कि समाज में बिना किसी भेदभाव के सबको अपना अधिकार मिले और कानून सभी के लिए बराबर रहे। मुझे इस बात की प्रसन्नता है, जब परमात्मा और प्रकृति इंसानों के बीच भेद नहीं करती तो ये भेद करने का अधिकार आखिर आया कहाँ से। मैं संविधान निर्माता डॉक्टर बाबा साहब भीमराव अम्बेडकर के चरणों में भी नमन करता हूँ। संविधान के अनुच्छेद 14 और 44 में समान नागरिक संहिता समान अधिकार एवं समान अवसर का मार्ग प्रशस्त करती है। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी श्रीमान नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में हमने संकल्प लिया है कि हम ऐसा कानून लाएंगे जिसमें राम, रहीम, रविंदर और राबिन सब एक समान हो।
All right, viewers, now shifting focus. Union Home Minister Amit Shah chaired a meeting with West Bengal officials to discuss the law and order situation of the state, which shares over 2,000-kilometer long border with Bangladesh and also has frontiers with Nepal and Bhutan. As per sources, the Chief Secretary Manoj Agrawal and State Police Chief Siddharth Gupta were among the senior officials who attended this meeting in South Kolkata with Home Minister Amit Shah. So, right after the elections, as security threat and the tensions, in fact, remain there along the border. We're looking at Home Minister Amit Shah, in fact, chairing a very crucial meeting with senior officials from the state to take a review of the law and order situation in the state. My colleague Kishle also joins us with more details on this. Kishle, what details are we fetching about this crucial meet chaired by Home Minister Amit Shah? You know, a lot is on the cards as far as security situation is concerned and the law and order as well.
Well, exactly yesterday, the Home Minister took his time to visit the border areas to understand the infrastructure of borders in West Bengal. Today, what he has done is also very important in terms of law and order situation in West Bengal. He had held a meeting with all the top officials, including police officials, IPS, IS officials, the Chief Minister Shubhendu Adhikari himself, and all the top ministers of West Bengal government. And this meeting was solely about the law and order situation of West Bengal. We know that in the recent past, in the past government of West Bengal, and even after that, there were elements who tried to create disturbance, communal disturbance, disharmony. And we know Siddiqullah Chaudhary, even recently, 2 days back, he had threatened of bringing lakhs of people to the Kolkata airport in order to, in a way, enter forcefully the runway area inside the mosque. So all these elements, all these fringe elements who are a challenge to law and order in West Bengal, all that has been resolved by the government already. Now, Home Minister Amit Shah has taken a stock of the whole situation. He has understood the entire situation of the law and orders of West Bengal properly. He has taken a brief from the top police officials, IPS officials, IS officials, and he has also held a discussion with the Chief Minister Shubhendu Adhikari to understand what is required next in order to ensure that there is even better law and order situation in West Bengal, even in the border areas.
All right. Thanks, Kishore, for joining us and getting us the latest on this crucial meet chaired by Home Minister Amit Shah regarding the law and order situation in West Bengal. Thanks so much. And now we are shifting focus. All-party meeting chaired by Union Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju concluded ahead of the monsoon session. Earlier, immediately after the meeting started, opposition had staged a symbolic walkout over the invite extended to NCPI leaders for the all-party meet. And we also had the Parliamentary Affairs Minister, in fact, clearing the air on this very issue, saying that he had to extend the invitation to all political parties, and therefore he also extended the invitation to NCPI, while further urging the opposition to maintain a decorum and to have discussions, healthy discussion during the parliamentary session, and to not indulge in disruption. That's the clear message coming in from the minister. In fact, let's take a listen.
40 पॉलिटिकल पार्टी का फ्लोर लीडर्स ने ऑल पार्टी मीटिंग में अटेंड किया है और सब ने अपना मत रखा है। हमने शुरू से अपील किया, रक्षा मंत्री आदरणीय राजनाथ सिंह जी ने शुरुआत में अपील किया कि मानसून सत्र ऐसे समय में चल रहा है कि पश्चिम एशिया में भी लड़ाई चल रही है और बाकी गतिविधि है, तो उसका प्रभाव जो है भारत को भी होता है। तो ऐसे समय में सारे पॉलिटिकल पार्टी एकजुट होकर के देश के लिए अच्छा बात रखें और देश के लिए एकजुट होकर के हम काम करें, ये अपील किया। बहुत सा पॉलिटिकल पार्टी ने अपना पॉइंट को रखा है, हमने सुना है, नोट किया है, कई सुझाव आए, हमने सुझाव को नोट किया है। ऐसा ऑल पार्टी मीटिंग में अलग अलग मत तो होता ही है और संसदीय लोकतंत्र में सब पार्टी को अपने बात बोलने का पूरा आज़ादी है। हमने सुना है, हम सिर्फ इतना ही ऑल पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज़ के नेताओं को आग्रह करता हूं कि उनके पॉइंट को हमने नोट किया है और इस संसद सत्र में जो बिल्स सरकार लेके आएंगे उसको सार्थक चर्चा के द्वारा सब सहयोग करें, अपना मत रखें और पारित करें। क्योंकि आपने देखा होगा पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज, कोई भी राजनीतिक दल अगर विषय पे चर्चा नहीं करते हैं, सिर्फ नारेबाजी करते हैं, तो राजनीतिक नुकसान होता है। ये सब ने देखा है, ये एक पार्टी का सवाल नहीं है। कोई भी राजनीतिक दल अगर चर्चा से दूर रह करके हंगामा करता है, उससे राजनीतिक लाभ नहीं मिलता है, ये प्रूव हो चुका है। इसलिए सब पार्टिसिपेट करें, चर्चा में सब भाग लें और जो छोटे छोटे पार्टी के सदस्य हैं उन्होंने मांग किया है कि उनको बोलने का ज़्यादा समय दिया जाए। तो हमने कहा, अभी आपके माध्यम से हम कह रहे हैं कि अगर संसद सत्र अच्छा से चलेगा तो सबको बोलने का मौका मिलेगा, अगर हंगामा करेगा तो फिर बोलने का मौका नहीं मिलेगा।
And now, viewers, during the all-party meeting, the DMK opposed any delimitation exercise that could adversely affect southern states, saying that it would not accept such a move by the government of the day. The party said the centre has not presented a clear roadmap on delimitation and sought greater clarity from the government. Now, remember, viewers, even in the special session of the Parliament earlier, the delimitation bill was in fact introduced and then blocked by opposition. It still remains a contested point between the opposition and the government, and now DMK, in fact, has sought more clarity as to what is the formula that will be applied to all the states regarding the delimitation exercise. Let's take a listen as to what DMK is now saying on this issue ahead of the monsoon session.
Say may implies may not also. So let us wait till the meeting is over, and only after coming to know what the government stand is, what are the bills they are to take up, we will of course come and tell you what will be our stand. We have everything, nothing is concealed, everything will be very transparent. So let us see what the government is aiming at, and we'll see.
Sir, how do you see the other issues like Ram Mandir?
All those issues will be raised in the parliament.
NEET.
Now that very NEET, of course, Tamil Nadu was the first state which opposed, and DMK pioneered that issue. That will not at all suit for the students. So we are very strong in that. And what has happened, a person, he was fasting for more than 20 years. The government didn't even care about it, the health and life of a person. This is the attitude of this government.
And now we're shifting focus to what is unfolding in West Asia at the moment. Iran has now released a video showing IRGC Navy recovering a wreckage of down the US MQ-9 drone, and this is near Asalue. In fact, at the moment we understand that both the sides continue to engage in exchange of fire as casualties have now been reported on both the sides. And now we're looking at Iran, in fact, releasing a video showing IRGC Navy recovering a wreckage of a downed US MQ-9 drone. And this is Asalue city. In fact, this is near Asalue, where Iran claims that an MQ-9 drone has now been downed by its forces. So that is the video on your screen released by IRGC Navy as both the sides continue to escalate attacks against each other. And now casualties, in fact, have also taken place on both the sides in the recent attacks. 2 American casualties have also taken place. And we understand on the Iranian side as well, the latest strikes, which is the 8th consecutive strikes conducted by US Central Command, has now done extensive damage along its landscape. And this is the recent video that we have fetched at the moment. IRGC now claiming that it has downed an American MQ-9 drone. And now, viewers, the US-Iran conflict is escalating, with Washington completing its 8th consecutive night of strikes targeting Iranian military infrastructure, while Tehran responded with claims of retaliation and warnings over key waterways. So as tensions spread across the region, fears are also growing over possible disruption to the Strait of Hormuz and Bab al-Mandab, which is, of course, the second choke point that's now emerging in this conflict. Take a look at this report.
The US has completed its 8th consecutive night of strikes on Iran, targeting coastal surveillance, air defense systems, missile sites and maritime assets. CENTCOM says key targets included Sirik, Bandar Abbas, Kesham Island and Iran Sheher, aimed at degrading Iran's military capabilities. The strikes come after attacks on US personnel in Jordan, with Washington targeting IRGC positions in response. CENTCOM confirms maritime operations in the region, including intercepting and disabling vessels as tensions rise across key waterways. Meanwhile, IRGC claims control of the Strait of Hormuz, warning oil exports could be halted amid continued US military action. Iran says it has launched retaliatory strikes on US positions in Syria, Bahrain and Kuwait, while accusing Washington of violating the international law. The escalation is raising fears over the Bab al-Mandab Strait, with any disruption threatening global shipping, oil prices and supply chains.
And now, viewers, in a landmark moment for India's space prowess, Hyderabad-based Skyroot Aerospace successfully launched Vikram-1, India's first privately developed orbital-class rocket. Now, the achievement not only marks a new era for India's private space industry, but also makes India the third nation in the world with private orbital launch capability. Here's more on this. Take a look.
3, 2, 1, 0.
And we have liftoff of Vikram 1, India's first private orbital launch vehicle. And we have great views.
India has scripted a new chapter in its space journey as Skyroot Aerospace. Vikram 1 successfully lifted off, becoming the country's first privately developed orbital class rocket.
And we have reached space on our first attempt successfully.
इतिहास में पहली बार एक यान ने अपने प्रथम परीक्षण उड़ान में ही उपग्रहों को उनकी निर्धारित कक्षा में स्थापित कर दिया है।
ये समय था जब मैं आत्मनिर्भर भारत की बात करता था तो ना समझी में कुछ लोग उसकी मजाक उड़ाते थे, लेकिन आज आपने सिद्ध कर दिया कि हम इस क्षेत्र में भी आत्मनिर्भर बनने में समर्थ हैं और आपने उस समर्थक को दिखाया है। और मैं पक्का मानता हूं कि अब सबूत हमारे सामने है, साक्ष्य हमारे सामने है और ये आपकी टीम ने करके दिखाया है।
Vikram 1 Agaman mission is a grand success.
And we've heard call out from the mission director that
Prime Minister Narendra Modi hailed the mission as a proof of Atmanirbharta, congratulating the young Skyroot team for achieving a milestone built entirely in India.
सबसे पहले तो आपको बहुत बहुत बधाई। आपने दो काम किए हैं, एक तो आसमान में नए पौधे गाड़ दिए हैं और दूसरा जमीन में भी उस रूट्स को आपने मजबूती दी है जो देश के नौजवानों को आगे आने की प्रेरणा देगी। और मुझे ये सफलता के लिए तो आनंद होना ही होना था, लेकिन आप लोगों ने जिस कमिटमेंट के साथ मेहनत की और मैं जब आपके इंफिनिटी कैंपस के उद्घाटन के लिए आपके साथ जुड़ा था, मेरे को मन करता था मैं पहुंचूं, लेकिन पहुंच नहीं पाया, लेकिन आपके साथ वीडियो से जुड़ा था। और आज भी मैं इस पूरे लॉन्चिंग कार्यक्रम को देख रहा था। कब से मेरा ध्यान जो गया, आपकी पूरी टीम 25-30 साल की दिखती है, ये मुझे और खुशी दे रही थी। शुरू में आपके चेहरे पर चिंता भी नजर आती थी, लेकिन फिर मैं देख रहा था कि खुशियों से माहौल भर गया। मैं आपको, आपकी पूरी टीम को इस महत्वपूर्ण निर्णय के लिए और महत्वपूर्ण सफलता के लिए मैं बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं।
Hello space, we have arrived.
Named Mission Agaman, the historic launch marks India's entry into an elite club of nations with private orbital launch capability.
As I said, you had a small mission which we have to restart again, sort it out, and our values are rising, and they were smooth the moment we restarted, solved the problem, and then we took off, and I think it's a historic takeoff. First time a private company in India built an orbital rocket, brought to the launch pad, and took off from Indian soil. It's a big historic moment for India, and also a very, very important moment for the global space sector, because the world needs more access to space, and the world has a new launch vehicle, and now this time the launch vehicle came from India.
Accelerate from about 6.6 seconds.
Designed to place satellites into low Earth orbit, Vikram 1 showcases indigenous engineering and signals India's rapidly expanding private space ecosystem.
At a 60-degree inclination.
The successful mission follows India's sweeping space sector reforms that open launch activities to private companies under the Indian space policy.
Nothing more to add. Honestly, we are out of words personally, and just wanted to give a technical update. We targeted an ultimate goal. The goal for this mission was to actually reach orbit, and we actually did that. We upgraded for 50 kilometers and it was 60-degree inclination orbit, and we most precisely we reached that, and we will be updating on the exact orbit elements we achieved soon after the analysis. And this is, as Paul mentioned, a significant milestone. And to put it well, India has become the third country where a private, with a private orbital has launch vehicle capability.
Vikram 1 ने अपनी
From Chandrayaan 3 to Aditya L1 and now Vikram 1, India's space program is increasingly being powered by innovation, private enterprise and the vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat. India's private space revolution has accelerated dramatically, with startups growing from just 1 in 2014 to over 400 in 2026, backed by policy reforms, investment and public-private partnerships. Government-backed reforms, venture funding and technology partnerships are now positioning India as one of the world's fastest-growing space economies.
Hello Space, we have arrived.
Skyroot later announced, "Hello Space, we have arrived," confirming mission Agman had successfully completed its objectives. Carrying Prime Minister Modi's Vande Mataram postcard into orbit, Vikram 1 became more than a launch, it became a symbol of India's confidence, innovation and self-reliance. The launch marks the beginning of a new era where India's journey towards Atmanirbhar Bharat is reaching beyond the skies.
सफलतापूर्वक प्रथम मिशन आगमन ने इतिहास के पन्नों में अपना नाम अंकित कर दिया है.
Coming up on the other side, flash floods wreak havoc in Rajouri and Poonch. At least 11 killed in floods. Officials now advise residents to remain alert. Getting you all the updates on that on the other side. Stay tuned.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात. वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा.
QS and THE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
ठंडक लाए सबको भाई जीरा से MTH का जल जीरा जीरा से
जीरा से असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा.
MTH. थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात. वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा.
Tens of millions of voter data. Think of that. Tens of millions of voters' data in 18 states have been bought, stolen, or hacked by China. In mid-2018, the Chinese Communist Party's policy was to leverage all domestic and foreign elements that were opposed to the U.S. president in an effort to reduce the U.S. president's votes and make him resign or prevent his re-election. The People's Republic of China carried out what is believed to be the largest compromise of election data. U.S. spy agencies began learning about the compromise of voter registration files in 2020 when they discovered that tens of millions of voter data, think of that, tens of millions of voters' data in 18 states have been bought, stolen, or hacked by China. Yet those responsible for sounding the alarm instead kept the information secret and hidden. They did not disclose to me as president or to anyone else, and to the best of our knowledge, they did not inform Congress. In fact, all they kept saying is, "This is the most secure election in the history of our country," a standard, very pat line that was divvied out to say the cover-up of this colossal security breach is even more disturbing in light of the additional information showing that China engaged in other election-related activities to undermine my first administration and our 2020 campaign. They did not want, and they just didn't want it. They fought like hell not to have it, Donald Trump, to win, and for good reason. As the documents we are releasing show, CIA reporting explicitly stated, and I quote, in mid-2018, the Chinese Communist Party's policy was to leverage all domestic and foreign elements that were opposed to the U.S. president in an effort to reduce the U.S. president's votes and make him resign or prevent his...
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
प्यास बुझाए, ठंडक लाए, सबको भाए जीरा से। MTH का जलजीरा जीरा से।
जीरा से असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
MTH।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बढ़ाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और परेशान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
The Indus Water Treaty itself needs to be renegotiated. It is a highly unequal treaty. India was pressurized to sign under American pressure, but I am afraid if you open this raw wound, then you are asking for deep, deep trouble. Operation Sindoor was just a trailer. After the mass casualty terror strike in Pahalgam, as part of a deterrent action, as part of punitive measures, India had held the Indus Water Treaty in abeyance. Till such time as Pakistan expresses contrition, regret for its actions, and gives us proof positive that it will no longer engage in acts of mass terror, mass casualty terror strikes against India. Till date, it's almost well over a year since Operation Sindoor. Till date, we have not had a word of contrition, of regret, of turning a new leaf, of any assurance that Pakistan will not carry out any further terror strikes against India. To the contrary, absolutely to the contrary, what we
We move on to the next keynote by Sri Sanjeev Kumar, Secretary Defence Production, and he will be sharing his insights on powering a formidable future. Over to you, Mr. Sanjeev Kumar, and a big round of applause for the Secretary for Defence Production.
Thank you very much for inviting me here and giving me opportunity to share my views. General Ahuja, General Ghai, Baba Kalyani ji, Arnab Goswami, Chandrika ji, all distinguished dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. India's quest for strategic autonomy has placed emphasis on strengthening our defense industrial base as both a security imperative and also as an economic opportunity. The future of national security is closely linked to the nation's ability to design. As we have been listening since morning, that it is just not limited to our ability to manufacture, but it is also or rather it is mainly linked to our ability to conceive in our mind and design, and then start manufacturing, develop and manufacture our own defense equipments. For many decades, we have relied heavily on imports to meet our defense requirements. While these imports ensured operational readiness, they also highlighted the need for stronger domestic capabilities. In today's rapidly changing geopolitical environment, building a robust defense manufacturing ecosystem is essential for safeguarding national interest and achieving long-term strategic autonomy. Many times this discussion takes place that can we indigenize 100% and how much we should be able to indigenize. The debate should not be that how much we should be able to indigenize. Debate should be whether we have full control on our platforms, whether we have control over our own supply chain, whether during the adversarial time we would be throttled by some others in our supply chain, or our ability to integrate our platform with our new weapons, integrate our platform across the services. That should be the debate. It's just not possible, or it is just not desirable. I won't say not possible. It's just not desirable to have 100% supply chain in your backyard. It may be feasible, but economically may not be feasible and desirable. But certainly what is desirable is, and what autonomy means is, that a nation, we will not be restricted, constricted, throttled by people who are not on our side on that particular day. So we should have choice, and that choice should be exercisable by us on that point of time in that particular time period. Therefore, this debate whether 100% indigenization is not important. Indigenization would have its own economic viability and feasibility, but having 100% control, having choice is certainly what strategic autonomy means. In recent years, Government of India has placed strong emphasis on defense self-reliance. We have initiated many policy changes, which Honorable Raksha Mantri ji in the morning very eloquently elucidated, and afterwards the Defense Secretary also spoke. Many of these things stem from change in our defense acquisition procedure, because as we all understand, being the single buyer market, being monopoly, nobody would enter in the market if they are not sure whether they would be able to sell to our defense forces or not. And that confidence was brought by making a huge policy change in last decade, by saying that in 2020 that IDDM would be our first choice, that is Indian design, development and manufacturing, would be our first choice of procurement. Secondly, from 1819 onwards, by reserving 75% of our modernization fund from purchases from Indian sources. Indian sources does not mean IDDM, but it means that it would get manufactured, assembled, assembly line in India. Therefore, the business got confidence that if they start investing in defense, they would be able to sell to our defense forces. So that was the biggest change, in my opinion, creating demand for our own domestic defense industries. After creating demand, then we took steps in Ministry of Defense, various wings of Ministry of Defense, to enable the supply side factors. And therein comes the liberalization process, which Honorable Raksha Mantri spoke in the morning about delicensing many of the product. Our department did that in 2018-19. And also shortening the process of recommending defense licenses to the industry. If I remember correctly, 2 years ago, 19 stakeholders were being consulted before giving recommendation to DPIIT and MHA for issuing license. As we spoke today, those stakeholders have been reduced to 3. That means a lot of time has been reduced now in giving recommendation for issuing the license. So many of such changes has happened, which have allowed even new industries, startups, MSMEs to come and take license, as Honorable Minister said, in a manner in which license for ordinary industries taking even faster than that. That has allowed number of defense industrial licenses to be increased to more than 800, more than 500 industry own these licenses. And many of these licenses are now getting converted into the vibrant and viable production centers. Honorable Prime Minister's vision, which has been articulated many times, is that we should have control over our supply chain, our own design in defense force, in defense equipment, then only we will be real Atmanirbhar. And emanating from that, many policy changes have been made, including creating demand for our domestic industries and also encouraging the supply side of the industrial industries. One of them is the industrial license. Second is transferring the technology. As Baba Kalyani also very candidly, I am happy that he acknowledged that. And I must say that I second what you say, that domestic defense industry owe a lot to the DRDO. In fact, most of the present domestic defense industries, whether in public sector or in private sector, are springing out of the technology which has been transferred by DRDO. So DRDO's initiative of Technology Development Fund, DRDO initiative of DCPP, DRDO initiative of TOT, DRDO initiative of working with DPSUs and afterwards with private sector, has allowed large number of private sector industry to gain confidence that they can master the technology, first with the help of DRDO, then afterwards on their own. And that also has created confidence in the mind of our industry that yes, we can create technology. And that's why the supply side factor has also enabled number of defense industry to come in. Numbers, we have heard since morning, that figure of 1.78 lakh crore and figure of 38,000 crore. Though in themselves, they are big number, big achievement. If we see in last 12 years, production has increased almost 300%. Export has increased much multiple time. But what the underlying story is that this production is happening across various platforms, across different domains. These are not limited to in certain domain or one domain or other domain. That means our industrial growth is happening almost in all aspects of defense manufacturing. Though there are certain weaknesses, like engine is one of the weaknesses, sensor is one of the weaknesses, EW, I think General Ahuja would speak, it is dear to his heart, is another area where we have to work. But large number of different domains our industries have come up and started working. And that's very heartening, that it means that our industrial base is not narrow in terms of specific equipment and technology, but it is quite broad. And when your industrial base is quite broad,